When we fill up, money bag, she gon' let me get her. She's a killer. She walk around to Minas, and that's that shit that they love. She pull up in the Beamer by Marley when we roll them windows up, and she whip that gas mask 'cause her life was rough. Yeah, breaking bags to get her. She's a killer. Pull up blue Beamer, 91 we fill up and blowing gas. Breaking bags to get her. She's a killer. Pull up blue Beamer, 91 we fill up. Money bag, she gon' breaking bags to get her. She's a killer. Breaking bags to money bag, she's a killer. Beamer, breaking bags to get her. She's a killer. Breaking bags to get her. She's a killer. She's a killer. I'm gon' show her the ride with the ghost. Marry the money for sure. No Figaro. We be just plotting on how to make billionaires roll. Sometimes we fucking on low. Sometimes we fuck when they yacht. I give it the info so no one can know. She run up on haters like who do you know? They take all their money like take off your clothes. Cause you with it but she low ho. The body of the goddess with a halo. I'ma let her know what she don't know.
I've got some exciting news.
Live it up when you get on the back road. Control everything, never own go. And never show love to the ones that go talk up in the dark. When you lick at the pieces, you a star. Nigga, she my little danger. And she ain't no stranger. Leave you up on the hanger. Cut your tongue for the lengua. Me and more than my chica. Leave him stuck with the hiccups. Kill him all Selena. Kill him all Selena. Breaking bags to get her. She's a killer. Pull up blue Beamer, 91 we fill up and blowing gas. Breaking bags to get her. She's a killer. Pull up blue Beamer, 91 we fill up. Money bag, let me get her. Breaking bags to get her. She's a killer. Breaking bags to money bag, money bag. She gon' let me. Breaking bags to get her. She's a killer. Breaking bags to get her. She's a killer. She's a killer. She gon' let me get her. Fill up, fill up, fill up, fill up. One, two, three, showtime. What's good, y'all? Hold on, I got a little dubbing going on here. People, we are back with another motherfucking live. Where the motherfucking dubs at? Hey, Tribe, y'all already know Tribe. Let me see ya. Everybody, I really appreciate y'all so much for tuning in to the world's greatest Gasmasktribe TV podcast, where we, of course, filter out life's bull. Yeah, I did. And I mean, for the ladies, I already know. I know how you guys like it. You know what I mean? I already know. So check this out. We're going to have a great mother-loving night. Why? Because we are the tribe. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, sometimes people, we may not get to the things we want to get to in life because we may have some things that may limit us, like love, like dating outside your race, maybe, you know. I don't know. We're here to have the conversation. We're going to filter it out tonight. Of course, you already know your boy, Bizzo. I got some mixed kids. I call them Blackadorians. You get what I mean? These are my Blackadorians. So I definitely, you know, we're going to have the conversation tonight about it. Oh, you already know.
You already know Ace Bongoon is in here. Miss Cat, y'all already know Miss Cat. Let's have the conversation. You dig. Hey, Miss Cat,
Yes.
are you a little moved by the title?
I'm not moved at all.
You already know, because we be fucking around.
I'm about to see what y'all talking about though, because
You
this is
know?
gonna be interesting.
Yes, it's gonna be
I
very
did
interesting.
invite some friends. Hopefully they'll join and chime
Oh
in.
man, this would be great. Oh, this would be great. People, you guys may have seen her on the podcast for sure. I think if you guys was fucking with us, like if you was fucking with the tribe, like in the beginning of this year, you pretty much have seen Eliza. Like you know what I mean? You've seen her spoke on this podcast, and she get active. I mean, she's not like rah rah, but she'll definitely like tell you her views on life, which I definitely respect all the time. She's a songwriter, she's a music director, she's an activist. Like honestly, she's in these streets, like positive wise. So, just for the crowd's sake, I want everybody to just, of course, give you a round of applause for the big OG, Miss Liza. You know what I mean? Appreciate
Thank you,
you.
thank you. I appreciate your words too.
You know what I mean? I had to tell the truth. I couldn't lie to him.
You
You
right.
know what
Hello,
I
Miss
mean?
Cat. How are you tonight?
Hi, how are you?
Doing real good. Doing real good. Very nice to meet you.
People, this tonight's going to be a very great conversation. Also, you guys may have been seeing me talk about the yoga show a lot, right? I've been talking about this yoga show been coming and all positive vibes. You know what I mean? I give you guys kind of a taste. You know what I mean?
I've got some exciting news. Yours truly is joining the Gasmasktribe for Let's Talk Yoga. We get to talk breath work, meditation, movements. Yoga is not just about looking good or posing in the poses. It's a way of life. So let's dig in. I hope to see you there.
It's Kama Sutra too, because you know your boy. You know what I mean? Everyone give a warm welcome for my girl, Miss Xavianka. You know what I mean? Thank you so much. Really appreciate you, ladies. Ladies, I really appreciate y'all for joining. You know what I mean? I already got them coming in. Hello, Miss Cat. You already did. Hello, Miss Eliza. Already did. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. They coming in. They still coming in too. He said, I thought we were gonna bring. She'll be back soon. She'll be back soon. We was chopping it up about that. Yes, Maggie will be back soon. Maggie wanted to. She was talking about the ladies' night too. You know, ladies' night been like the talk of the network, man. So I don't know, man. He said, "Oh snaps, Eliza in the building. You did,
What's up?
yeah, man." She's like, "Hello, Miss Yoga. You mix Xavier." So I always okay. So it's Xavianka, right? But I always, you know what I mean, because she to me she black, you know what I mean. So I always call her, I always think of Bianca, but Xavianka. So I don't,
Bianca.
you know what I mean?
It's its own entity, okay? I know it sounds like Xavier or Bianca, but it's just
I know.
Savianka, okay?
I thought her dad name was Xavier and her mom name was Bianca.
No.
No.
But that could work.
People, thank y'all so much. We're definitely going to have the conversation. We're talking about interracial love. Is the new America? Or is it not? I just wanted to have the conversation about it. Miss Eliza posted something that really drew my attention. I was like, it's crazy you posted this because I'm talking about this tonight. She was like, oh, mother, you got to let me in, little brother. And I was like, I got you, ma. Don't worry about it. I got you. So I definitely want to, expound. Of course, people, you already know we do our usual. We have positive vibes, and we also have notice current events. Today we won't have notice current events. We'll be just having the vibes, Miss Cat's vibes. Because that's what we need. We need the vibes, right? You know what I mean? Miss Cat definitely gonna give us that holy, boo, boo, boo. But definitely, he said, Biz, I was about to quit, but you brought, so I keep my job. He's, he said, no flirting with Eliza Walt. People, thank y'all so much. We're about to get right into it to Miss Cat's positive vibes. You already know what we got to do. You make sure we got to pay those bills. Y'all make sure y'all understand to go follow us on all that good social media stuff. Make sure y'all go follow us. And stay tuned for Miss Cat Positive Vibe. Chill.
Big booty with a big room. Yeah, big room, big room.
Hello, everybody. So this is Kat with Positive Vibes. I am saying Happy New Year again to everybody. So for everybody who already done messed up their New Year's resolution, we have something else for you that you can do. So, January is all about new starts, new beginning, cleaning out your life, your mind, and body. So why not try the Daniel fast? Daniel fast is like where you kind of like cleanse out your body from all meats, sweets, alcohol, all that kind of stuff, and just kind of even clean out like negative TV shows or negative things that's in your life that's keeping you from, the Most High. So Daniel fast, I challenge everybody to do it this month for the entire month. Just fast from sweets and alcohol, wine, and negative stuff. Also on the 17th, I think it is, even though we'll connect before then, it's a compliment day. So you want to make sure that you're complimenting someone every single day. It doesn't even have to be something dramatic. Just make sure you say something sweet to somebody every single day. I promise you'll get that returned back to you tenfold. So that's my positive vibe for today. And I hope you guys enjoy the month of the fast. Bye.
Big booty with a big room.
Ladies. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't bring you guys back up. I'm so sorry. Ladies, we are in here. Sorry, my camera. We'll have my camera on in about a couple seconds. So I just want to jump into, because this could be quite a bit. Y'all, you know me. I am kind of a trigger starter. So I'm sorry. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Just beat me up after the show.
Sorry, not sorry.
So let's just kind of jump right into it. Interracial love. Obviously, I don't think it's a good, it's a bad thing, but
What's the
I don't
question?
think it's like, interracial love. What is it? How does it come across to you guys before I get into all these videos and stuff? What does it mean to you? Is it fake? Is it like fake love? Is it trying to escape something? So you go to the other side, or, what is it, to you guys, You already know my thing. I mean, shit. No longer she cool.
First of all, what are you talking about? Escape to the other side?
You know how people be like, oh,
I didn't know this was a sides thing.
Yeah.
Well, no, check. You know how like black women be like, oh yeah, you couldn't fuck with us, so you went to the other side, type shit. You know what I mean? Like, quote unquote speak, or I mean, y'all probably haven't got it, but I've gotten it where black women have
I
told
didn't
me,
get
like,
the question that good because the music was playing. Can you ask?
Oh, I'm
He
sorry.
said,
Is it still playing?
The deal, like, is
No,
it
it's off now.
problem with
Okay.
us seeing people go to the other side?
Right, interracial. I'm just talking about interracial, right? Like, what does it
Yeah.
mean to you? Like, is it something that is it fake? Is it real? Like, honestly, fear taught the BS. Like, is it, before we get into the videos and the whole meat of potatoes, but what is it? What is it to you, Miss Cat?
Well, first of all, interracial I always say different cultures versus interracial, because you can be the same race in a different culture and it's still different, right? So it's just dating or marrying someone of a different culture, not just race, because we're all the human race. So yeah.
Okay.
And I don't think anything's wrong with it. I think that you can find love wherever it finds you.
Okay.
There you go.
I mean, anybody's feel free to, go ahead and indulge.
No, and You know what? I appreciate the fact that it's like it's not about sides. Okay, this is about human. Okay, we're a person. I don't care what you do for a living. I don't care what the color of your skin is. I care what your soul looks like. Especially if I'm looking to have a relationship with you and, have children with you, like this is what I care about.
I
And
do care about what he does for a living, but all the rest of the stuff.
but number one, yes, those variables go in. Let me be clear. But my first thing is, what does your soul look like? What type of person are you? Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, that does come into play too. Let's keep that real. So thank you. And then I feel like this also comes with like other people's opinions depending on how they're raised, even deeper than culture. I've had different experiences living on different coasts of friends' opinions on, oh, so you don't date black guys? No, I never thought of it that way. You thought of it that way. Or, oh, your husband, my late husband was Jewish. It just, things are, I never looked at it based on that. I looked at him as a person when I met him, so I feel like that the sides thing gets brought up a lot.
I have a question. When you say Jewish, are you saying race or religion? Because those are two different things. When someone says Jewish, are you saying it's white, or are you saying his religion is Judaism?
It's interesting that you say that, because I said the exact same thing to him. I was like, well, it's not an ethnicity, it's your religion. And for the way that, like, he's like, his family is like, they're not, let me put it that way. They definitely they're not like Orthodox Jew, but his family was his grandparents felt very strongly about their heritage, so they considered that they were Jewish. If I said to him, a white boy, he's like, no, I'm Jewish, and I was like, like, you're European mutt. That's Jewish.
He's a white
if anything,
Jew is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay. Like,
you look white to me.
Yeah,
Shit.
I'm like, you're a European Jew. I'm like, we looked at your ancestry, you're European, but all mixed together, but you happen to be Jewish.
Yeah. No, because a lot of people say Jewish and they automatically think that means white. And it's so, in America, we're so jaded to think that Jewish is white, and it's not. Jewish people are of all colors, right? And so I always just wonder if it's the religion.
Let's not do that. I'm not going to go there with it. I'm not going to go down that street. We're not going to do this, Miss Cat.
He brought it up. I was just checking.
We had this argument last time, and you end up, getting me baptized on the air. So, you know what I mean?
Sorry, I missed that one.
Nah.
Okay, so he's a white Jew. We got it.
I mean, Miss Eliza.
I need to be invited to one of those bar mitzvahs or whatever. I need to eat some of those like sweet potatoes with the potatoes in it. I forget what it's called.
Are you talking about the latkes? What, you want the pancakes with the sour cream?
I don't know, but it's a Jewish dish. I know it's got like sweet potatoes and they cook it differently. I'm just trying to go to one of those parties.
I love it. Hey, I have mastered his grandmother's recipe of brisket though. Okay, can I just tell you, brisket's off the chain.
Yeah, we're doing Daniel fast. We can't eat no meat, so sorry.
Not right now.
February, yeah.
February, it's brisket time. Okay, moving forward.
Okay,
hold on. You on a Ramadan or something? What, you on a Ramadan? What the hell?
Oh, that's Muslim.
I mean, I'm talking about you.
No, we were talking about the fast. Did you not hear positive vibes? We're cleaning out our body for January.
I'm just kind of, I hope you ain't going on one of these Hollywood diets. One of these
no, it's actually very spiritual. It's like January. It's the start of the new year. We got to clean ourselves. We rid ourselves from like raggedy men, raggedy things, raggedy food,
raggedy women.
I
can't put the women in there. I'm gonna let y'all have it. She gonna leave the women out. It's all right.
Even raggedy friends that are women, yeah.
That part. It's just raggedy that doesn't work.
Yeah,
certain things need to be left in 2022.
Yeah.
So, Mama, go ahead, Eliza.
It's okay. So what was the question? How I feel about interracial?
What does interracial, we were just talking about raggedy friends, but what does interracial relationship means, you know what I mean, to you? How does it come across to you? What did that say, you know?
What it means to me. That's interesting. It don't mean anything, actually. I actually think it's dangerous to the Black family specifically.
Mm. I could see how I understand where you're coming from.
Definitely, especially today. Today it's preyed upon us. Today it's more of a tactic behind it. If you pay attention to the commercials, we went from having same cultured relationships to interracial relationships on the commercials, specifically
Mhm.
Black and white. It's being pushed as a narrative, and that's a deeper conversation in itself. But I think
Mm.
specifically interracial relationships for the Black family is dangerous.
Why is that? You feel like it separates our bloodline?
Definitely, it kind of doesn't make any sense on my end. As much as I constantly go through history, the good and the bad and the ugly, it kind of doesn't make any sense. Why are you giving your legacy back to the people who took it from you? It kind of doesn't make any sense.
I'm glad you said that because I have a video for that. Which is that's kind of like our normal thing, right? You know, we like to. I'm not here to like be like, yo, we should, we should all fuck everything. I'm not. No, I don't think we should do that. I'm just saying. I just think it's kind of
You so much.
just. I just think it's kind of weird. You know what I mean? For like, I could tell a racist from a girl who just trapped in the mind, right? You know how we say this shit like, a white girl, a black girl trapped in a white body. You know what I mean? You know, that's the
Mm-hmm.
whole saying. Like, there's nothing. Shit, you just can tell. Like, you might grew up with somebody that's
Yeah,
because
she
you
from the
just know
hood.
too much. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? She's from the hood or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So if you look at her, she only knows kind of what she grew up around, and
Mm-hmm.
and that same chick would end up disowning her own people because of it, because of that legacy, because of that quote unquote cause. Like, you know what I mean? Like white people. Like there's a video I'm gonna play later about this white guy who was talking about. There's a book called The White Lie, and
Uh-huh.
it's all the history. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-mm.
Oh,
I
it's
haven't
called
read it.
the White Lie. It was pretty much how America founded this country, right? And it was pretty
Mm-hmm.
much the white lie. And this white cat was so upset of what he discovered, it really made him like, why am I this way? Like, why am I this? Right? And so I look at like I got white friends who would
Mm-hmm.
literally disown their own family, don't give a blood, hell, or hot water, just because of that history, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got some white people want to leave that history. They want to detach themselves away from that so much. You kind of can't, you know what I mean? Like we can't detach ourselves from slavery, so you kind of can't. But you can see what they're doing, like right. And I don't know. Would you still consider that to be detrimental? If they're for us and fighting for policies for us, would that be still?
I would consider that an identity crisis and an ally.
That's a good feminist word for it. Identity
Mm-hmm.
crisis.
I want to
Yeah.
know more about this identity. What do you
Yeah,
mean by identity crisis?
and why does that have to be a feminist thing? Come on. I don't know.
I don't know about
That's
the
a little.
feminist part, but
Yeah.
Look, I
identity.
only hear feminists come like not you, Eliza, but I only hear like because you know what I mean, Eliza really not this, but I only hear a lot of
Oh, yeah.
feminists like women that would say like they have a title for every fucking thing. Like everything has its own title.
Yeah.
There's a certain way to
Right.
do this, and that has a title. And then there's ADHD, PhD. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck is that? You know what I mean? Oh, this is something that you was not discovered today. What? You know what I mean? So I always found like these very strong, like, bob haircut women,
Mm-hmm.
no,
I
man,
think it's like an
damn.
identity.
Damn. I'm sorry, my bad.
You're good. Elaborating on identity crisis, I think that it is more of them not being aware of who they are, so they identify with us more. But we can't identify with them. It's definitely
Well,
an
but then
identity.
wouldn't that go both ways though? Because if they're having identity crisis, then that would mean the other person is too, right? Because it wouldn't be one way. Like both people would be kind of like, I guess, with what you're saying, like they will both be having identity crises and then they're attracted to each other because they're missing something from.
That can make
And
sense too. I consider that for the Black person self-hate.
I want to go back into this identity and crisis. For me, like the bells and whistles that are going off on this is unresolved ancestral trauma. That's
Agreed.
what I'm feeling in this, is that like coming from a place of pain and anger, that's not that's not going to have a place in love. And the only way, in my opinion, that we can even deal with this is by individually recognizing where we get some of our opinions. Is it from our grandparents, our parents? Are we living their narrative because of ancestral trauma that they didn't choose to work through? And is that hindering us in who we are today? So how are we supposed to know who we are in our identity if we're not willing to say, you know what, their story is not our story? Can we be comfortable in our... I'm sorry, go ahead.
I would definitely say you would become aware of your genealogy, where you come from, which can be a hard tactic, but it can be done. And then once you find that mission, then you investigate the people that were involved, the cultures that were involved, to really explore where you come from, who you are. And that will give you complete awareness and freedom in who you are and knowing who you are. That's how you break down that identity crisis.
I agree with that. And I also, it's like, for me, I've done the research. I literally have seen my ancestors coming down, west coast of Europe and west coast of Africa, and seeing the years of how far I can track my mom's side, how far I can track my dad's side. I want to explore these different lands and areas that I know that my family has resided in and understand the culture of what they've been through. But at the same time, I'm not going to live their ancestral trauma in my life every day. That in itself is toxic. And I feel like that so many people are still holding on to that, not saying here, but just like in general, because that's what we were taught. That's what was indoctrinated in us. I've had friends like, oh, I'll never go outside my race. And it's like, but ask yourself genuinely why. Where is that coming from within you?
So are you biracial then?
Yeah,
I am.
Okay, so you can go either way because you identify with both, right? So it's a little bit.
But at the same time, it was very hard for me because I grew up, and I shouldn't say hard. Let me be clear. It was very challenging. It was different because growing up in Long Island, New York, there was me and one other Long Island. Yes. Bayville, Bayville, Nassau County.
Okay.
North Shore.
Okay. My cousins are in Bayshore.
Oh, okay. What's up? I love it. So Long Island was very different in the 80s and 90s. And like, if you lived on the North Shore versus the South Shore, it was like huge. Like my mom, if she went to go rent a house, she didn't bring my father. And sometimes she left me in the car because the moment that they saw me, they realized that her husband was Black. And then all of a sudden the house wasn't for rent anymore. And my father was like, we work hard. We pay to live where we choose. No one's going to tell us where we live. He was very proud of like, I'm sorry, you're going to judge me. If you're going to judge me, base me on my merit, not the color of my skin. And by the way, I'm part Native American. I've been here longer than you. So he was proud in that sense of like, don't you tell me where I can have my home. And on that side of it, I had a landlord like harass my family, burn crosses, tear up our classic cars. The police would follow my father when he'd be jogging in the morning, telling him he's on the wrong side of the bridge. He was like, I'm sorry, my house is 4 blocks down. I watched the police bust down the door and throw my father on the floor and call him a burglar while he had a silk robe on. His hair was done and we were cooking. My mom had just left to go get more butter from the store, and conveniently they received a call. So I experienced that my parents were not accepted as a child. just because of my mom was white, my father was black. My father was a hardworking man who he just wanted to raise his family in a good neighborhood. And then we moved to the North Shore to Bayville, and it wasn't like that. Like the police, Suffolk and Nassau were very different of how they treated us. And finally, you know, not feeling accepted, my own grandfather was like, you know what, we're moving her to California or Hawaii because we want her to go somewhere where she feels like there's people who look like her. It wasn't until I went to high school that I came home and I was like, Mom, there's people who look like me. like
they should have brought you to Queens because you'd have had a whole bunch of people like you.
Well, that's the thing. They thought I was Puerto Rican there. That always, like, you know, right. But and when I went on auditions, I'd be in the city, it was different, but Long Island wasn't like that. And you know, it wasn't until I went to Santa Monica High School, you know, and what's crazy is my family lived out here. And then it was like I felt accepted, but then I go to Florida to visit my grandmother on my father's side, and I got cornered in the playground. I was 11. I'm there for her funeral, and they're yelling "cracker" at me, and I'm like, wait a second. I was like, who are you talking to? And I didn't understand. I go home. I was like, Mom, what's a cracker? She's like, oh, it's like a saltine. You know how many years I thought that was like that because my mom misinformed me about what the word meant? Let's be clear. I was like, okay, that's what that means. Got it. And I had never experienced anything like that. Like, wait, so like now I'm not black enough to play on your playground. And as soon as I started to get bullied, thankfully my family owned all these different lots and they said, hey, leave her alone. She's a farmer. And they backed off because my family had heritage there for years, like generation on generation. Like we own the house next door to the playground. So what are you doing? And, you know, like once they knew what family I came from, they left me alone. But based on what I look like, I wasn't welcome. They were about to get down and I didn't know what to do. I'd never experienced anything like that in my life. And it's like now I thank God my son never had to go through that. He never had to live in a world like that. But I also couldn't let it shape who I am, which is where when it comes down to ancestral trauma, I could have taken that all on. Or I could have said, you know what? Thankfully, my father taught me that ignorance exists and that there's people that literally live in that trauma forever. And it's our duty to heal that ancestral trauma.
So when it came to like relationships, like what race do you feel, or well, I guess you felt more comfortable being in a relationship with a white man? Would that be fair?
I've been in relationships with interracial men.
What's your comfort zone though? I mean, everybody has a preference, right? So what's your preference?
See, that's the thing is like, if you look at all the different types of men I've been with, they look very different.
Yeah, but what's your preference? Like, if you could choose, would you be like, oh, I want to be with a white man or I want to be with a black man?
I would never pick it that way. That's not. Stop it. Nah, like, okay, wait. So like, okay, like,
my preference would be a guy who has a mixed heritage like me.
I definitely, I think mixed is beautiful because it's everything. But I also like, I can't say that, you know, I've seen beautiful French women. I've seen gorgeous black women that I'm just like the features.
Oh, you're into women.
Oh no, men, women. I'm saying in general what someone looks like. Sorry, I didn't mean it that way. When I pick a man that I'm with, let me be clear. It doesn't have to do with the race. It has to do with who you are and your features. Like, I'm a girl who I like really good lips.
Okay, so he just needs to be good looking. It doesn't matter what race he is.
I need you to be athletic and I need you to be a little woke. You know, I need you to be willing to do some yoga, and I also, you know, we can do other things too. I need the whole package. You know, like I said, what's your soul look like? And you better have endurance. The end.
I didn't meet you. What you call it says
Which race has endurance? All of them. So let's just go. Mix it all together. I'm gonna stop busy. I'm gonna get myself in trouble.
Sabrina said, "This is good stuff." I hopped into it. I hopped in to listen. You know, what I mean, thank you so much, sis. You know, you can actually hit that link if you want to. Nyla, I'm biracial, but I identify as black. Okay, yeah, I mean, I'm a black woman. You dig? I get you. Bear said this light bill getting too high. I'm gonna stop sitting in the dark. Facts. She said I only date mixed. See, that's mean. That's a little prejudice.
No, that's her preference. That is not a prejudice. She didn't say she hates blacks or she hates white.
Oh, and look, hey, look, everybody, look, let's be clear. Let's all pull out our Ancestry 23andMe and like, let's be clear. Like, everybody's all mixed up somewhere. I found out that I'm Portuguese, okay? I didn't even know. My mom was like, she's Italian and Native American and African American. Yeah, well, surprise. I'm like 30% British. I was like, what? Oh, okay. Like, you know, there was things I didn't have any idea. I figured out, you know?
You want to eat some brisket? Deserve it.
Oh, stop it now.
You guys hate the queen.
I am playing with the queen right now, okay? Let me just be clear, okay?
No,
I'm on Team Markle. She took him out of there for a reason, okay? But they're all crazy because I'm just not having anything to do with it. They're all crazy.
They should have stayed. I think they should have stayed because they would have made it.
Look, you and I both know what happened to the woman that stayed around, okay? We're not trying to see, we're not trying, that was time to go. They were going to make her the poster child Diana.
Some things is going to change. Y'all can lock me up in this room all you want, but I'm about to stay here.
She Rapunzeled her ass up out of that tower real quick. Like, I'm done. I'm going to Canada.
I'm going to tell you this. I honestly did not, like, I was looking at her like, interracial relationship ain't a goddamn thing if the motherfucking queen gotta fucking back up her, you know what I mean, backtrack her shit, right? I remember when the queen said some foul shit to that girl.
If she was black and she said foul stuff, would you be like, oh, leave? Like, come on.
That's what I'm talking about. Okay, we talking about interracial, so I'm talking about the interracial. You know what I mean? Like the interracial couple that's up there, one of the princes. Right?
Yes, okay, they said that it was racist for them to say, oh, what color is the baby gonna be? That's not racist. That's a legit question.
That's fucking racist as fuck.
No, it's not. No, it's
Wait. I want to be clear, okay? I had some, listen, my son, when he was born, I had some ignorant ass shit said to me. This old woman said, so when is he gonna turn? Okay, my son is light. People say the dumbest shit out of ignorance. 100%. No, it was not racist. It was just ignorant.
Say, oh, I hope he's not dark skinned because or they'll say, oh, I hope my daughter doesn't come out all dark and she's not going to get any men.
Okay, Miss Cat. That's literally.
I don't want the man who's mad because she's dark. Bye.
Miss Eliza could probably cipher this one too. That's like kind of like internal racism, right?
It's definitely that's
where you like
colorism for that child,
right?
Yes,
colorism,
but it's not racism.
But that is that like I mean I see it in the music industry.
Okay, listen, you guys, I hate to tell you this, but if you have a baby, if either one of us had a baby by some red-haired white guy, somebody in my family is going to say, I wonder if his hair is going to be red or black. Now, if they said that he heard it, are they, they're all bigots. They don't want, I mean, it's like we take stuff too far.
No, they're just curious if it's going to be a ginger. Just say it. Just say it. Are you going to have a ginger?
Their family specifically knew why they were asking. That family was specifically asking them before the baby came so they could be able to create. They were specifically asking. It was a colorism question in that moment. And the mom immediately felt it.
I wouldn't have cared. If they would have said, oh, what color is baby going to be? I said, well, we'll just find out. Hopefully you guys got a pressing comb. Ha, ha, ha. And I would have walked down the hallway and been like, what's the
Right, but that's a counteract. Right, but that's a counteract to the racism, to that racist statement they made. You counteracted that racist statement. Well, I hope
I
he
just
got a
don't
breast
think it's
comb.
racist.
That's
It's
telling
just
him,
you
oh,
kind
that
of
baby
swept
coming
it
out
under the
black.
rug.
Look, we
Yeah.
already know that Meghan Markle has been pulling out the flat iron because the fact is, when you're in that sort of thing, just like when I did beauty pageants down in Texas, you're darn right I had my hair straight and I was playing the part because that's what won pageants. She was in there trying to win the pageant and get the crown. Let's keep that real.
She got a crown.
She
Oh,
did.
Even
I'm
that,
not
all
mad
the
at it.
hair, all that. That's
Well,
all.
I
all
love the
part
fact
of the
that
job.
he married a black woman. It says a lot about his upbringing, because if he was
Okay.
really raised by racist people, I don't think he would have anything to do with marrying a black woman at all.
I think
That's not
that's
true
why
at all.
he.
There's
I
plenty
think
of
that's why
racist
he
parents
did it more
with
deeply as a man.
totally different
Go
children.
ahead, Miss Liza. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm
I
sorry.
was just saying that's not true at all. There's a lot of racist parents that come out with supposedly liberal children.
They come out with different children.
Supposedly liberal children. There's
Like
plenty of parents
Democrats.
like that.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
he would have flat out. I feel like he would have said that. He's had so many
But
opportunities.
you got to make it about politics, Biz.
I'm
No,
sorry.
I'm saying he's had so many opportunities to throw his family up under the bus and actually say, "Yeah, my dad's racist or my grandmother's racist," and he's never said that. You know what I
He
mean?
would never
And he
do that.
couldn't
That
have.
would disrespect his role. He would never do
He's
that.
disrespected everybody else. He
No,
said
not
everything
on
else.
that level. Not
White
on
boy is
that
not
level.
going to disrespect his family in that way.
I
Not
think he has
publicly.
already disrespected them in a way. So why would he not have spilled the beans on that? This would have been the time to do it.
Publicly, he's done that.
Yeah, he's actually said like, "Oh, this person's did this with me and my brother got in a fight over my
Was it him
wife." And
said about the baby or Megan?
well, they never said who was the person who said it, but they did say that. So if it was really that deep, he would have said, "Yes, my family is super racist and we're out of here." And he admitted that he looks at
Miss
race
Cat, Miss
differently
Cat,
because now he's with Megan.
Miss Cat, we're talking about an empire here.
Yeah, no.
Now you think
he gonna make it work?
now you think he gonna make it? That's gonna make it so much fucking work. Come on, he know
All
where
I'm
to go.
saying
Where
is,
look, Miss Cat, he's a man. He know where to go and where not to go.
all I'm
That's
saying
why
is,
no.
a lot of
That's
times
why he
Look,
moved his
it's
girl up out of
people
there.
that we should not demonize. Some people, it's just ignorance. It's not racism. You know what I mean?
Right, but
And
that's
I
why
can agree with,
It's just
listen,
ignorance. That doesn't mean they hate your race or they wish you bad. It's just they haven't been educated. It's
okay,
just
Miss
like
Cat, if they were not racist, why would he move his girl, who was pregnant at the time? Why would he move her out of the home, out of the kingdom to Canada,
It's
and
an older
to seek
generation
asylum?
family as well.
And it was Tyler Perry that let him use his house for like the first month or some shit like that. Like the queen and the whole empire was not a part of him seeking quote unquote asylum in a way. You know what I mean? Like, I mean,
well,
why would he do that?
He made it clear that it was the media, not necessarily his family. It was the media who they would not control. They would not stop. They would not fight back on, which that's the policy of their families. Like, hey, we're not going to fight against the media and it's just not a big deal. They didn't see the impact that it had on his family. I don't think he's like, oh, you know what? My whole family are KKK members. We're out of here. Like, I don't think it was that extreme like you guys are making it out to be. That's just
Miss Cat, he came and did an Oprah interview with this like he don't want the media involved. The motherfucker was all involved in the media. His whole shit was involved around the media. You know what I mean?
He never said he was a racist or his family was a racist. That's all I'm saying.
He gonna hint it.
Is there. Yeah, he's never.
He gonna hint to it. He might not ever say it. Hey, I might say I got a crazy family member. A crazy family, but I ain't gonna tell you that they're full of murderers. I ain't gonna tell you that.
I think,
but they're crazy. Go over there, fuck with them.
I think ignorance and undereducation is different from racism.
Hey, Biz, why you don't live with your family? Because they crazy. Now, from there, you can automatically insinuate what the fuck crazy could be, right? These motherfuckers may be lunatic.
Different things. We're talking about interracial relationships, and we're talking about racism versus education.
Hinting to the fact that he was insinuating that
racism is ignorance. I guess that's how it goes together.
But I'm saying they can be different, though. They can be different. You can meet a white guy who is like, oh, you know what? for example, I've never kissed a black girl before. And somebody would be like, oh, that's so racist. And then a black girl goes, okay, you never kissed a black girl. Come here, let me kiss you. And then they're like, oh my God, I kissed a black girl.
That's called ignorance. That's like, oh my God, I probably haven't.
That happened in high school to me. And it was a legit guy who really never kissed a black girl before. And I was like, you haven't? He's like, no, I've never.
And you're like, come here, give me the lips.
Like, oh my God.
Let me fix that for you.
Let me fix that for you, boo-boo. I'm going to fix this racism.
One kiss at a time.
One lip at a time.
You know what I mean? That's a totally different thing than someone saying, oh, I'm going to burn a cross in your backyard. Like, that's not the same thing, you guys. I think.
Right.
True.
Look,
Absolutely.
if a white girl said, oh, I've never had black dick, I don't think she's racist. I think she's curious as fuck.
Why are you? Anyway,
but any form of racism,
it's
also not our job to educate them on that. It's not our job at all to educate them on that.
You ain't missing nothing.
What? I'm okay.
Hey, I just
we do have
I'm gonna keep my mouth shut.
No, y'all could go in. Y'all could go in. We do have, this is where we filter out the bullshit. We do have a few comments here. Joaquin says, he says, I identify as Asian, so call me Bruce Leroy Jr. I say Leroy.
Leroy. That's from that one.
Okay, Junior.
Nyla says, I love all races, but my choice is mixed. LMAO. I can tell Eliza hasn't been here when I've been here. She is dying laughing so much. Yeah, he is UK. UK got 2 black women. White cat with 2 black women. Poly. He's in a poly. Gang.
Poly.
Both worlds.
Next comment.
Next.
He's trying to get a rise out of y'all.
No, that's what he do. He really does. Really does have it. He said, yeah, Pops didn't eat much. This kitty ass. He talking about UK. Let's go. She said that is racist as fuck. Damn, UK. I guess the comment with the whole baby issue.
It's not racist. Like, people, you guys are crazy.
Look, in this day and age, everybody can go flip the perception and be like, that was racist. That was racist. Now they're only doing commercials with mixed people because that's racist. Like they're like or they're only casting black girls for movies now more because that's racist. Like everybody has twisted this somehow. Can't we just be like, hey, she got a movie part. Yay! The fuck?
No, definitely. There's definitely a creative tactic going on against the black family to remove the black man, to remove the black woman. It's a tactic. And they're using interracial dating. And also, interracial is pushed more because by 2049, they become the minority. We are not the minority right now. So they're doing whatever they can to make more and more of their babies. And it's a conspiracy with a fact behind it by numbers. They're diminishing. Okay. So they're doing whatever they can.
And I see that by certain groups, but I don't see that as an overall. Just like there's always going to be a Ku Klux Klan and that's not spoke of, and different white supremacy groups, whatever they've decided to name it this week, it always happens. Yeah. It's hate on anything that they don't understand, period. And that's what's really unfortunate. That's what it comes back to, like unresolved trauma. And like wellness.
Yeah, I got a white friend with a racist family, and so I'm kicking. He's not that. He loves mainly black women. I mean, one of my best friend's dad and grandfather was in the KKK. It's just what it is.
Well.
Huh?
I knew one as well.
Yeah, it's like it's not. My thing is when you
my grandfather.
Yeah, it's like at the end of the day, you guys, when we go to heaven, we ain't gonna be looking around talking about, hey, are you black or white or what are you? Ain't nobody gonna care. No one's gonna care.
Hey, but I always say this: 12 gates. And which one are you going through? Gang. That's all I say. It's 12 gates.
It is
which
racist,
one are you
Nyla.
going through?
It's racist.
All right, people.
Congratulations. The baby's going to be British and American. How about that? Huh?
Caramel.
It's going to be caramel swirl, baby.
It's going to be white chocolate.
That's racist.
I thought of this. I thought of this question with Nyla's post. I'm sorry, not Nyla. With Mr. Liza's post on today, and I thought of this question: is the interracial, let's say, diaspora community, is it helpful for the Black community? She said it wasn't, right? And I just wanted to pose the question, like, is it helpful, or is it, in a way, are we looking at it not right? Right? Like, does my Blackness dictates who I'm with, or does it dictates what I do for my community?
Well, okay, so it depends.
If
That's a
that makes
loaded
any
question.
sense.
Yes, it's a great question, and I think it's a loaded question, and I think it depends on how you look at it. So, for example, when you are dating someone of a different race and you're a Black woman or Black man, you now have the opportunity, right, to be an example and a spokesperson for your race within that new community. So you can change the way people see or view us just by being entered into a community or a culture or an atmosphere where they may not have normally been around you. And that's an opportunity for you to be a good example of who we are and represent us in a way that they've never seen it.
So you want me to throw some barbecues?
What are you talking about? See what I mean? Like, that's not, we're more than just barbecue. You know what I mean? I'm just saying,
crazy,
I'm
but-
saying
Now
in
you're
that
gonna talk about watermelon and chicken. I'm gonna smack
Right,
you,
right.
bitch.
Like,
in
I
that
don't like.
sense, I'm
Like
saying
Back
it's
that
Elijah
up.
said it earlier.
for
Elijah
us.
said it. It's
We
your
are more
job to
than
do something.
barbecues, okay?
Yes. And I
Like
think it's a
Elijah
great
said it
opportunity
earlier.
for us to have a platform somewhere
Yeah.
where we're not normally seen as a certain way because, everybody's put in a certain, Asians eat rice and Black people eat chicken and white people eat casseroles. And that's not always the case. So when you're around and you're exposed to different cultures, it allows you
Down
to,
culture difference, pretty much.
That is kind of
yeah. So it's not a
Mhm.
negative thing, I don't think.
Break it down.
9 times out of 10, I'm gonna get a white casserole. I tell you that.
I like
9 times out
Asian
of 10.
casserole.
But it's definitely detrimental to me, specifically. For example, Afro should date Afro, specifically, meaning Afro should date Puerto Rican, Somalian, Ethiopian, all that stuff. You should stay within your legacy. You should keep the legacy going. For one, they're taking our ownership, they're taking our land. And if we combine together in our same legacy, in our same cultures, then we could be able to triple what we have already right now. Which a great
Okay,
example.
But then there's someone like me who didn't get that choice.
But just like I was saying,
This is how I'm born.
There's a great example.
She's like,
for
I was
example,
born a
Black
mess.
family and the Tagata
I
or
didn't sign up for this shit. I'm just here. And all of a sudden,
like
it's
the
like,
Black
so
Tongas. I'm trying to think of them, but they made.
do you know how many literally I've had Black women hate on me if they see me and like Biz, you know darn well we'd walk down the street as friends. He'd get a hater look like, oh, she ain't Black enough. And this is back in the day before he was married. I'm talking about all of us friends walking for crying out loud. My husband got shoulder checked at Coachella by this Black dude. And my husband, there was nobody who ever met him who didn't like him. He was minding his own damn business and he was just straight mad because I had my arm hooked.
Nobody's trying to deny it. The mulatto trauma is real. And mulatto created by those of that
trauma.
day.
I don't have the trauma. Y'all have the fucking trauma that are hitting my husband and getting mad. The guy who hit my husband and shoulder checked him because he's mad because he can't get his dick in this is pissed off. Okay, like that's not my problem.
Take the wheel, Jesus. Take the wheel.
White and Black, which is mulatto. That is an actual.
To stay in. Look, this is how I see it. To stay in your race, you're just adding to the trauma. Like it's not. It's so African. I shouldn't have your men. Like no, what the no. That's not how it should be.
I don't think she looks at it like stay in your race in a negative way. I think she's saying stay in your race to make our race stronger.
Definitely,
but I don't think
it's legacy to build our power, generational wealth, to keep it going.
I see both sides.
I agree with the generational wealth, and I understand what you're saying there. But it's like my son, his biological father is a Euro mutt, but at the same time, I've made sure that I've educated my son on his heritage, all of his heritage, and especially because my father engraved showing us when we came over from West Africa, when we were hiding with the Seminoles just so we didn't get stolen, like exactly where my great grandfather actually hid his family to make sure that they could move forward and have generational wealth. That's why I got doctors and lawyers all over Atlanta, Georgia, from my Black side of like strong pride. And at the same time, it's like, my son, there's areas that he's not accepted as a Black man. And he's just light. But I'm gonna tell you, his forehead makes it clear he looks just like me, but he's light. It doesn't make him not a Black man. He's just light.
Well, that's a separate conversation. That's a division.
Yeah, that's a different conversation.
People that needs to be divided and broken down, which is on us. So,
well, but Eliza, something that you said that's powerful that kind of resonates with her is that think about how many women of color, right, that are mixed race, that they may identify with Black, and then you tell them, well, you need to stay with a Black person. It's kind of, I can see how they would be offended because they're like, well, I'm not just Black. Even though you guys want to claim me as just Black, I'm not just Black, right? So when you look at the history of like who we are, there's like no foundational Black person here in America that can say they're pure Black.
Agreed. I'm not.
You might as well say no white person can say they're pure white. That's like inevitable. But
with my culture, the culture that I'm identified as, the culture that identifies with me, the culture that society sees me as, I'm going to identify with that culture.
See, I don't see what I think y'all may not see is that as men, most men, like you find the men who think like who are like Black pride, like a Black woman is everything, and some of those dudes are not even dating Black women.
No, right? Some of the Black women pro-Black aren't dating Black.
That's you get what I mean? Like, so I'm not saying something that's like out of this norm. Like, there's very slim to none that's like, I'm talking about guys, right? Black guys. I'm just target marketing, right? Just Black guys who are like, it's very slim to none that's like, I'm Black pride all the way, and I only have a Black woman. I don't care if she do me wrong. I'm gonna still stay with a Black woman. And
I think the majority of Black men are like that. Don't say the minority.
No, the majority. Listen. No, I'm talking about the ones that's pro-Black. I'm not
saying pro-Black or not. Most Black men want to be with Black women.
No.
Don't try and sway it. It's like, oh, most Black men don't want to be with y'all.
No, I'm being serious. I'm being very blunt serious. It's not that Black men don't want Black women. Like, you're right, Black men do.
Okay.
But the men that I'm talking about, they're not every Black man. Like, just because a Black man date a Black woman and he choose to be with a Black woman, don't mean that he's all about like, no, Black pride is everything. Like, there's a lot of Black men out here who date Black women, and they're not so much of this like Black pride issue. They just like, no, I love Black women. Ain't got shit to do. Like, shit, if she came along, cool, right? But I'm talking about the ones that we like, right? The ones that's like, Dr. Umar is probably in there. Right, pro-Black. You know what I mean? Like, Dr. Umar is probably like one out of an exception. Or what's the other guy named Rizza Islam?
Mm-hmm.
Right. He's another one that's probably an exception to the rule. To like, where he speaks about it and he does it. Right.
Yes.
A lot of these cats that be out here preaching this shit ain't really
definitely.
You know what I mean? Low key, they their receptionist is a white chick.
That doesn't mean anything. Your receptionist doesn't.
You're right. It can mean anything. You're right. It can mean anything. So where's the pro-Black come in at? Right? I don't think we like really look at this for really what it is. I think sometimes there is a plague at play. I'm not gonna knock that. There is a plague at play, right? And I think because of like my lifestyle, right? The way I've seen the women in my family, it made me grow up to not want to be with that. Not so much I don't want to be with Black women. I don't want to be with that person style. You get what I mean? And when you go,
because you get crucified.
It was definitely prepped on us It was
If
definitely
you don't
prepped.
know,
Black men were
right.
prepped. Black women were prepped as children.
So I didn't want that type of attitude, right? I didn't want that. And the majority in my proximity was what I saw grow up with, right? And I'm doing, now mind you, I'm doing rock shows. I'm in majority of the bands I'm in is white bands and like, right? So you have to expect the majority of women I see at these events are going to be mixed, other races, hardly even black women because they weren't even into rock. They weren't even into drummer at that time. You know what I mean? It was until now it's like considered a thing now. Now it's like, you know what I mean?
Biz, don't act like the crowd didn't change when you came.
You know what?
Let's keep that real. The crowd got a lot more colorful. The crowd got a lot more colorful once Biz was behind the drums.
Thank you for giving us your excuses why you didn't go to R&B concerts, but at the end of the day, the experiences you had, someone created for you.
It's what
not like
I'm
a woman
telling you.
just
I'm
woke up
telling
out of
y'all. Look,
have you seen Biz drum? He created an experience.
I'm telling y'all. Look, I'm telling y'all. I've seen majority of black men that I've come across. Out of 10 of them, out of 10 of my black homies, maybe 4 or 5 of them are with,
not counting your white friends that you know are trapped.
Oh, my white friends love black women. That's the weird part. I got my white friends love black women.
No, but you know you have some of your white friends that you think are black men trapped in white man bodies.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. These niggas are.
That's perspective actually makes sense.
A lot of white guys like black women. They're just intimidated to speak to black women, but they'll tell you like, "Oh yeah, I would love to date a black woman."
Yeah.
Almost every race, even Asian guys, and they're scared to come up to black women because they don't think that black women are attracted to them, which most black women aren't. But still, try. You know what I mean? You never know.
But Kat had a good perspective earlier about the R&B concerts. That actually makes sense because even though you had that certain upbringing and you were prepped, that doesn't stray away from you going out and exploring who you are separate from that prep. That actually makes sense. So we can't like completely blame our struggles and our history, just like Sis was saying down here. Girl, I ain't trying to get your name wrong. Just like Sis was saying down here, like you can't allow that prepping to be a trauma, but instead you took the prepping and you went a separate way. You didn't try to at all try to explore the separate part of you. You didn't go to an R&B concert. You decided to go to a rock concert. It's all about choice.
Yeah, I think mine was I didn't give a fuck. I would have played from my experience. I would have played I played at R&B concerts. I played at motherfucking blues concerts, jazz, motherfucking hillbilly concerts. Like it didn't.
Don't forget the raves.
Raves. Like I'm so versatile as a drummer that I was in all of the places where I've seen like it may be 10 black women come in the door, right? And just off my radar, I only see maybe 2 that can be able to stand up to the game.
Stop it. Stop.
I'm serious.
Let me go get my
serious. I'm serious. I'm talking about from the mental state. Cause you gotta think, I'm around so many different types of women.
Yeah.
Right. And if
poor Biz, should I pull out the violin?
Yeah, you should. Sorry for me. So I can understand like what that vibe would be like for a woman, like in her place, right? I can understand what it would be like for a woman, just period, being in that position, being with a person like myself, right? Because you are with someone, you know what I mean, who is attracted to multiple women, right? And I can see, just like if she was in modeling, just you know what I mean, just vice versa. So it's not like it's one-sided, you know what I mean? It's both-sided, you know. It's just that what have came across.
Not to change
I've seen hey, I've seen more, you know what I mean?
You are so
hey, I'm just saying. You know what I mean? I tried to get it from Tranisha, but Tranisha wasn't trying to fuck with a nigga.
You see that?
I see that sweet and spicy.
Yeah.
You know
I
what
told
mean?
you, Band-Aids, no groupies.
Spicy.
You know, I even like I even used to like, you know what? Like, you know what? There is a girl I really like. Her name was Sade, right? Her name was Sade. And I really like Sade. Sade had a big forehead, but I didn't care. That was my Sade.
Ah,
That was
Asshole.
my Sade. Right? I was in elementary school, but I had the biggest crush on this chick. You know what I mean? And you know what? She sidebarred me for Barry.
see, that's what it is. He has
Check,
trauma
check,
because
check.
he's trying to get with a black girl.
No,
and she's
check,
forward.
check.
She was like,
Look,
I had
check.
trauma
She
trying to get with a
sidebarred me
white
for
boy. Let's
Barry.
keep
Look.
it clear. How many blondes
I'm
got picked over me growing up for a minute? I mean, let's be
Check
clear.
this
I
out.
was like,
No,
Mom, do I
no,
need
no,
blonde hair to
no,
get their
no.
attention?
I'm
Do
finna
I
show
need to
y'all
straighten
something.
my hair to get this fool's
No,
attention? I don't
look,
look like
I'm
a
about to
surfer
show
and I
y'all
live in
something.
Malibu. You used to call me Miss Malibu, okay? I
Yes,
wasn't the
but
hot
check.
thing then. Now I'm hot in Malibu.
you
Now
guys wanna
mixed
know
girls
what's
are like the hot
crazy?
thing in Malibu.
You
Well,
guys
let me
want to
tell
know what's
you.
crazy?
Let me
It's like
tell you.
a
Let me
lot of
tell you
white
what
guys
happened.
like
Hold on, hold
black
on,
women who
hold
are
on.
super, super ethnic looking. The black
Okay,
guys don't
check,
like ethnic black women, but
check.
white guys
That's
love ethnic black women. Let me
Guys in
say,
Malibu didn't get that memo in 1996. Okay, I just want to be
Hold
clear.
on.
They
love
I need to
didn't.
tell
They
y'all
were
this.
like, they're like,
nappy headed
what's with
girls
your
and movies.
hair? I don't understand your hair.
But
But
look,
I'm
check
saying
this out.
black guys will look at a black girl's hair that's nappy and like in a natural state, be like, oh, she needs to do her hair. And a white guy will be like, I love that Afrocentric look. It's
But
so
check this out.
crazy.
Some of them, only the cool surfer guys, but some of them were like, I don't know what to do with your hair.
They don't care. Just pull it and go about your business.
Check this out, man. Sade didn't fuck with me. You know why Sade didn't fuck with me? Because Barry was light skinned.
Barry.
And that's when I
see,
got
that's
a
that color.
first taste of colorism.
Well, that Barry was definitely not a sweet pig. I'm
Oh
sorry.
no, Barry fucked off now. That was the homie too. He
Barry
fucked off.
fucked
Man.
off
Ooh,
now.
Lord.
You know what I mean? Barry
Don't
just
change
fucked
it.
all off. You know what I mean? This motherfucker out here on Crenshaw and Slauson, you know what I
You done
mean?
changed it
Isn't
from
he
a
selling insurance?
Yeah, no, he ain't selling insurance. He's selling bottle caps.
You see how he changed the whole family environment to the F words? We had a
I'm
good
just-
show we could have put on PG.
I'm
Oh,
sorry.
no.
I'm sorry. I'm just saying.
So I
Barry
got
was
the bomb.
hey, he was cool in the beginning. But hey, I won at the end. You know what I mean? Look, I was in a park. I mean, I was on my block. There was a chick named Kendra, next door neighbor. Beautiful melanated chocolate little bean, right? And I'm like, dude,
Little bean.
you know what I mean? I'm like, dude, like, girl, you my girl. She's like, yeah, right. You see that motherfucker running in the street right there, you know, running with the football? I'm like, yeah, come on, I play drums. What you talking about? Hey, I'm gonna be with him. Like, really?
I'm
You
all
gonna be
about
with that nigga?
love,
So,
but
I mean, you know, it was the attraction. It was like, it was TV. It was like, if you wasn't a football player, if you wasn't a prospect to be like an NBA, you know what I mean? If you didn't have all these crazy attributes, then, you you was the
Where's the
second
video?
burner or the third burner. You know what I mean?
Where's the video,
You are
bitch?
so
I'm just-
much.
I'm my bad. You know what I mean? My bladder. You know what I mean? What type of tea you
No.
drinking there? Sweet and spicy?
I just said sweet and spicy because I was checking the vibe and I'm like, what kind of tea should I get? And I was like, boom, this one. It's so good, you guys. I'm telling you, this sweet and spicy is good. It's like sweet and spicy. Like literally,
It's
I'm
like,
telling
Is
you,
it spicy?
yes, it's like my favorite. And I was sitting here like, this is a good vibe for this tea right now.
Yeah.
We spilling all the tea, all of it.
All the
Exactly.
tea.
I should get paid from this promotion. It's by Good Earth, by the way, you guys. California 1972. And it's caffeine
your
free.
hair
'cause, you
look
know,
good, Kat.
we're on a Daniel
looking at it
fast.
this whole
Caffeine
time.
free,
Your
no
hair looks good.
caffeine.
She can't hear you.
What'd she say?
She
I
said,
said
yo,
your hair
her look good, girl.
Oh, thank you.
I've been looking at it this whole time.
I did the New Year's look. Y'all should have saw me 2 weeks ago. It wasn't like this.
Cat
They were clowning me.
be on here trying to get her stellar. Hey, I'm telling you, Cat is like our big sis who's like be in church so much. We be like, come on, sis, let's go to the club. She's like, oh my God, we gotta pray first. Like, what? Yo, let's
Just
check
a
out
couple
this
cleansing
next video.
rituals.
Y'all gotta be prayed up to get these people out of the club.
I just heard her say, oh, Jesus, catch the wheel.
because I was like, we going in the wrong direction for now.
Lord, get the
I gotta
wheel.
represent the man above, like, you know.
Y'all stay tuned right there, man. We about to get into this first video. Cheers.
Excuse me. Your comment is disrupting our love.
Go away now, pest.
That's love for you.
Were you expecting us to say something negative right there? Or
I
what?
thought y'all was gonna say something about that booty. I'm like, God damn, she got
Maybe
ass.
that's what he was thinking.
I couldn't see nothing else but ass.
That's a happy man. I don't understand what there is to say. He's clearly a happy man.
Let's go to the
You
comments.
guys like big booty like that? Go for it.
Big booty like you. Damn, what the?
It's definitely true that black and white couples are interrupting black families, but the video didn't affect that statement. It was a TikTok video. I wouldn't have took it seriously. I would have scrolled.
Yeah.
That is so deep to hear somebody say
She do got ass.
thing. The
Yeah, I'm like, so what? I'm a disruption.
well, no, because you're mixed, so you don't count.
I don't care. Thank you so much. I'm so glad you
No,
don't count.
because you're kind of like,
This is what I'm talking about for years.
wait, what?
No,
Eliza, what?
The black and white relationship is disrupting the black family. It is. It's definitely.
So
today.
I'm a disruption.
No,
No,
like
you're
you
here,
wouldn't
you
be
can't
even in the
disrupt.
conversation
But-
what she's saying because you're like, you know, you're like,
Technically, hold on. Technically, I
no,
don't
she's
think
like the
that devil's
twisted ice
advocate.
cream with like the
But
different
technically,
flavors.
she kind of
So that
said she
conversation
is.
Devil's
wouldn't be
advocate,
fair
she's
for her to be a
product
part
of
of.
black and white relationships. But
Right,
today,
which is like
the black
which
and white
you-
relationship is disrupting the black family today. It is overpopulated as a whole, and it's being pushed as a narrative.
so
It
having
is
mixed
dangerous.
kids.
It's definitely, I agree, it's being
Wait,
pushed as a narrative, but I don't think that like we should rethink a relationship because it's with a white man. Like, you know what? I'm going against my race. Like, no.
The
Only if
intent
she got
behind
ass,
getting
though.
into the relationship is definitely questionable. The relationship, if you are in an interracial relationship, before moving forward, the intent discussion needs to happen. You need to know why each other is with each other.
The intent.
Definite.
The intent
What if you don't
was-
have an intent though? What
Hey,
if you're
the
just like,
intent
I mean, I have to say, like,
Hey,
the people
But
that I've met that I've
everybody
ended up in the people that I've met and ended up in relationships with have either been because I've met them through a mutual friend or a mutual circle that happened to know, and that's just happened to be how I ended up trusting in someone. As if, like, you know, they got kind of they needed a third party validation of how do I know them. It had nothing to do with ever the color of their skin.
And I think that's the
I think
brand
that you
and the
get a-
circle of yourself that you've created. So there's no.
Yeah, I
Well,
think
I didn't necessarily create it. It's just where I didn't create it. I didn't pick where I went to high school.
Well,
I
no,
didn't pick.
you're free in choices of
hit that like
relationships.
button, y'all.
okay,
You
what do
don't-
you identify yourself as? Do you identify yourself as a black woman or do you identify yourself as a white woman? Like, what do you, when someone says, oh, what are you? What do you say?
Can't turn it off.
Native American, African American,
Okay,
Irish.
So you mark all the boxes on applications.
I usually say either prefer not to say or mix.
Mixed. Okay, so then honestly,
If
like
if that's on there, just because like I don't feel that I should have to pick a side.
correct. No, and a lot of people say that. And I would say in this conversation about like how Eliza's very like that conversation would have to be had amongst like people who identify as black.
Agreed.
Because if you don't
No.
identify as just black, then she's not. I don't want to say she's not talking to you because that's not the right way to say it, but it's like
We
you're
just
not a
have
part
never
of that
met.
group because you're
Yeah.
not a part of that group. You are a mixed race, so you can make different choices than
But
someone
I
who-
also have. Or sorry, go ahead.
Wait.
You are a black woman.
But when you say,
Society.
when you say that,
society will look at her and say, "Oh, she's black." They're
that's
not
a
even
black
going to
woman.
ask her. They're going to look at her and say, "She's got braids. She's black." But
No,
that's
no,
not
no.
what it is
Check
to
this
her.
out.
Wait, you know what? Actually, I like that Kat said that because look, but here's the reality. And and Biz has seen it. When my hair is straight, I've been totally treated differently, received differently versus when I wear braids in my hair. I know there's a time in my life that if I showed up for work for certain jobs or I applied for it, I knew that my braids, they didn't understand. So it was like, okay, so I'll wear my hair curly or I'll wear my hair straight. Now I'm in a place in my life, I don't care. I wear what I want to wear.
Yeah, but if I looked at you, I wouldn't, whether your hair was straight or not, I can look at you as a black woman. I can look at you and go, she's got black in her. She's black. For sure. I wouldn't even ask you just because my sister is lighter than you and she has black hair. Like she doesn't have mixed hair, but she's lighter than you.
Look, I want to tell y'all something. Zavi used to tell me that she was mixed, and I used to never believe her.
That's what I'm saying. It's all about what people see. What people
because she always looked.
I saw a white mom and an African American father, and like my father had features that were very unique. Like I look like him, just lighter, literally, and I see that. But it's
I'm gonna try and find a picture of my sister because she's lighter than you, but like I wouldn't look at somebody and go,
and also it depends what time of year you catch me. I kid you not. You send me, for a summer, by the end of summer, I'm chocolatey. Like I got a whole new cover, everything. It's great. Like, but then comes winter.
Never chocolatey. I used to
definitely go for Italian as well. Cuban for sure.
Oh, I used to audition for Italian parts when I lived on the East Coast because I wasn't in the sun. And my mom was flat ironing my hair and I was going to auditions for Italian, Puerto Rican. We'd play all the different cards because they called me like a chameleon with my hair. Yeah. It was like, pick one, oh, she's got big eyes. Great.
Look at this. That's my sister.
Hi, sis.
What's up, sis?
She does not.
She's definitely lighter. She's like my son.
Exactly. And she has,
Hold on, let's take.
That's a black person. She's light skinned, whatever.
While y'all bring y'all sisters involved, I'ma play this next video. Gang, gang.
Oh,
people with white moms, are you okay?
I'm gonna apologize in advance here because I feel like I'm gonna piss some people off, and I'm not trying to piss anybody off. This is really just truly how I feel. So if you feel differently, let me know. When we're talking about a child that has a black father and a white mother, and then they have these terrible, not always, but some of them have like terrible perspectives on the world and race, I don't blame the white mother. And I'm gonna tell you why. When you're raising that kid, when a black man and a white woman are raising that kid, there's only one black person in the room, and it's not her. It's as a black man, it is your responsibility to teach your child about blackness. And you know what? What we don't talk about enough is a lot of black men, not all, but a lot of black men that primarily date white women, they're doing it to escape their own negative stereotypes about blackness. They are trying to increase their proximity to whiteness to feel better about what they are. And when that person and a white person ends up raising a black child, I expect nothing more than fucking chaos. Is her white mom supposed to explain to her shit about race? Her white mom is supposed to do that, or is that is that your responsibility as a black man? Is that your responsibility? And we don't. I feel like we don't talk about that enough in the black community. We want to talk about mixed kids with white moms. We don't talk about the black men that be dating these white girls and that be marrying these white girls. And I got no problem. I have no problem with a black man dating white girls. No problem. But just know that, like, if you have a child with a white woman, it is your responsibility to show that child what blackness is. And if you don't have...
I got so many thoughts.
I agree with some of the stuff he said. It's true.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah,
He's going in and out, but I think I heard the...
Let me
suggest.
Hold on.
Oh, we're echoing.
No, I got it. Let me... did you hear what he was saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, it went in and out, but I think I got the gist of it.
Okay.
I just feel like there was something that he hit on that was like number one, and I know that I experienced it even growing up, is my father and my mother having arguments, and like my father explaining things to her, and expecting her to regurgitate it. And it's like, you know what? That was his responsibility in a sense, you know, and unfortunately, because of their screwed up divorce, him and I didn't get as much one-on-one time to have that. And thankfully, you know, I had that more as an adult with him, where we would have literally long conversations and understanding our heritage and generations back in Port Tampa, where our family had like 4 generations back to tell you what happened before 23 and me and all that, you know. He was very proud of his heritage. But
this is where Eliza was talking about how the race gets, like, I mean, I'm paraphrasing because she didn't say it like this, but the race gets watered down. The strength of our race gets less and less because we don't have a nucleus of people who are proud to be what they are and who are standing up saying, yes, I'm Black and I'm proud, right? They're saying, well, I'm not really Black. I'm not really, they don't want to accept it. They don't want to embrace it. But white people are looking at you, people like you, and saying you're Black, whether you accept it or not, right?
So
Miss Cat, I want to tell you right now, Miss Cat, I am white and I identify as white. Okay,
shut up, Biz. So anyway, that's
and I definitely
like from with the whole, hey, we need to keep our people strong, because you start to see all these people with, you know, biracial children who don't want to identify as Black and who won't support Black and who won't stand for Black, even though they know a portion of their background's Black, and they see their half of their life or half of their bloodline being mistreated, you know, racism and all these things that are happening.
You never ask why though. You give us you never ask why though, Miss Cat. You gotta ask why. You gotta ask them why though. Right?
Well,
wait. He said they leave.
Our race is getting watered down, or our race needs to
no. The man said it.
We lose market share when people who are identifying on the good side of when they want to say, "Oh, I'm Black because we got music and all this," but when people are getting persecuted, they're like, "Well, I'm not all the way Black," right? And I can see the frustration that people can have with that.
Miss Cat, the man said in the video of how Black men running from a negative stereotype, right?
Yes, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. That's a part of it,
right? So we never ask. We never say, "Oh, well, let's straighten out the bullshit so that these motherfuckers ain't gotta go out the woodworks to fucking find love."
And that's all these motherfuckers. It doesn't matter if they go out of the woodwork because the problems are not. It's their responsibility to say, "Look, I just had 5 biracial children. It's the man or woman, whoever's Black, responsibility to teach that child, hey, you don't deny, you know, this side of yourself because it's easier." Right. And that is a true conversation. And that does play in the fact of how people sometimes choose to date people because, oh, I get privileges or whatever. If you're dating someone outside of your race because of that, that's not right.
It's bullshit.
Black people.
You know, I'm gonna throw some motherfucking Legos. Fuck it. It's bullshit. Because half of the motherfuckers that's with Black women, they fuck. I mean, the shit is watered down too. You know how these niggas teaching them real Black shit or real Black history or whatever the case may be. So if you want it to happen in one, it has to happen in. It has to be happening in. You know what I mean? The other.
Are you saying that Black women don't teach their kids about Black stuff?
No, Black
or Black men.
Yes, they do. Inadvertently, you are forced to. You're forced to. You're forced to tell your son, hey, you know what? Don't go out in a group of people with, you know, make sure you don't have 5 guys in your car with you because you could get pulled up. You're teaching them things inadvertently, like not even knowing you are, because it's who you are. So you
most
can't
Black men, Miss Pat. Most Black men see their mama. Most Black men see their mama, or not most, but most. I would say single Black men see their mama seeing different niggas throughout the course of them growing up, right? So when we see, but I'm trying to show you, like it starts early. It starts early. You have to correct the chaos from the root of the problem.
Yeah, but
you can't wait till the motherfucker
all races see their moms dating.
No, now we talking all races, but no, we just talking ours, right? But you can't have ours. You cannot have motherfucking peace if you don't work out the fucking chaos, right? And so we have
Yes.
to understand why these little niggas is, or why we're growing up
Yes.
dating got started by
Yes.
race on a massive, and it's not
Yes.
even, you know what's crazy? That it's not even a huge thing, right? When you look at the scale of black women going out, I mean black men going outside their race, it's really a small scale. It's
It
not
is. The
crazy,
TV makes it look
right?
like it's majority, and it's not.
But
Because they
actually,
want you to
California
see
is actually rating as the same single races. Interracial relationships, according to California, and 2019-2020 Forbes list, interracial relationships are at 49% as the average relationship of the same.
in California though. But I mean, this is
In
Cali, sis.
California,
Yeah,
but
it's
broad,
Cali though.
but broadcast, and that's more of the Black American man of a focus too. That's more of the Black American man too. I think with this interracial situation that has gotten worse, even in Houston, Texas, even coming from Hawaii, even going to Brazil. I do these. I mean, going to Jamaica, I do these different surveys in different places. This interracial thing is heavy everywhere, and in Jamaica, it's their own men that want American Black women. So it's happening everywhere
A
in
lot of
regards
people
to
want
the
American Black women.
dysfunction of the relationship, of the breaking up of the Black family, of the cultures. It's literally happening everywhere. And it's literally a systemic dysfunction.
So I would say this for my own thing. My kids is mixed. And I can tell you this. My kids will know everything to identify as a black woman or a black man. I have two girls, one boy, right? But like I tell their mom, I don't give a fuck how you look at them. The world is going to see them as black. And they're gonna have to grow up understanding the world black.
Mm-hmm.
Now, old boy said it in the video. It's up to the father, right? It's up to the father to show the child, and you know what I mean. And I agree with him wholeheartedly. But that's what I was getting to. Like the man, I mean, I wanted to have something to say about it because I see these type of niggas, like you know what I mean. They're like, oh no, but I couldn't say no wrong. I'm like, yeah, bro, you facts, bro. Because if you think about it, if it wasn't for these issues, quote unquote, crack epidemic, quote unquote, Jim Crow era, you know what I mean? Black Wall Street was beautiful, but Jim Crow did his thing on top of it, right? After then you got the 60s, the LBJ signing with MLK, right? Then his assassination, and then you got motherfucking Elijah Muhammad doing deals with the FBI, and that, you know what I mean? Like, you gotta understand, this shit is so deep that you can understand why the incarceration system is a business. It's not a fucking place for punishment. It's a business.
It's definitely serious. I think more so for the Black man and it's extremely important that the Black person in the interracial relationship, as you shared, does raise the child in knowing who they are. That is very true. The man definitely needs to be held accountable. Both parties need to be held accountable. But in regards to the Black man and why he's not doing it today, as I had the conversation with one in the same conversation, they want to keep their heads down. They want to just raise good kids, have them in sports, be that everyday American dad, because they want to keep their heads down.
There you go. And now that child will grow up to be with Becky or Miss Juan, or you know what I mean? There you go. Because you don't have to look. See, let me tell you, as a man, I don't have to
having babies.
But check, I don't have to tell my son to date black women, right? Like you got to be. No, I don't have to tell him that.
No,
but just
you're the example. You're the example that he shouldn't, because you aren't with a black woman. So why would he go after a black woman when he sees his dad's not with one?
That's what I'm telling you. You said, I'm telling you. I wouldn't tell him that. I wouldn't tell him that. But you know what happened? He would see it through his aunt. He would see it through his grandma. He would see it through his cousin. History. Right. And that's where he would be able to say, you know what? I've been around this more my whole life. Yes, I got, you know what I mean? My sister is a mix, of course. But like, I'm used to this. Like, this is what I'm used to. This is like, you know what I mean? Attracts me in a way. Right. And so that's something that. And when you see black families move out the hood into suburb neighborhoods, you get what you get. You cannot be upset with that. Or like when you get when you get Miss Lopez, you know what I mean? Her daughter all of a sudden seen, you know, Tyrone. He's about to become famous playing basketball or something. And now you got Kobe Bryant and his lady. You get what I mean? Like, these
Kobe
are
Bryant was
facts that
prepped from her.
I'm telling you, man.
Walking around
Why?
full of women not his color. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
But the guy is from the guy speaks 7 different languages. He is from, you know, Europe. He's been around in Kenya. He's been all of these different. Come on, you don't
He
think
just
this
wanted
man
to
had a
talk shit
fair
in 7
share?
different languages. Keep it real.
Okay, but you don't think this man you don't think this man, Eliza, you don't think this man really understood, like, okay, my mother is black.
At the
My
end of
dad
the
is black,
day, at the end
right?
of the day,
No,
You
he
motherfuckers saw
definitely had
him,
it attached to him. Yeah, he had it attached to him heavily.
but he didn't see it. It wasn't around him in the courtroom. I mean, you know,
Yeah,
while he was on the court. There's not a lot of black, you know, women
or at
out
the
there like that.
parties.
They don't, you know
Yeah,
why?
no.
You know why? Because their families don't have the fucking capital.
Facts, or that's
They don't have the wealth.
That's the truth. That's the truth. But they also too are prepped to those specific capitals, because our women are trying to get to those our women are trying to get to those rooms. Our women are trying to sit at their tables, but in the background they're being defeated. You can't do this. You can't work that position. You can't work that. So our men are being purposely prepped to
So are you?
outside race women. Colin
yeah, but
Kaepernick
black
told
women are
black men,
doing better than black men in corporate America as a
No, no,
whole.
no. Right, right. But that's a different
definite.
subject. That's
Oh, yeah,
that
we
and
make
that
more and we're
We
that's
more
a
just talking
different
about.
subject.
educated and
We're
But
just
she,
talking
I get
about
what she's
getting to
saying.
those
I get what
specific
she's saying.
rooms.
She
Yes.
like there's black women that's trying to get to the locker rooms, but because of the way
Yes.
situations have been moved and set up, it's like there's some
They
barriers that's been
cannot.
blocked, right? But you
Even
know what gets all
cheerleaders
of
have hard. Black cheerleaders have a hard time in that area.
I just honestly see it's all of I literally think it's all because of what type of guy he is and what the shit he's around. When your family move out of quote unquote the hood and they go to suburban and that's all what you see, and then you can talk to the boy and the boy talk sounds different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The
I
motherfucker play
live in
games all day.
suburbia, and
You
I
know what I
mean,
mean? He don't even sound black in a way. Like the motherfucker play games all day. You know what I mean? Like black kids in the hood be outside type shit. You know, like come on, man. And the dad ain't tripping. The dad walking around in the slippers in the house and shit. You know what I mean? He's an athlete or some shit or whatever the case may be, right? And or they just live different lives. They do different events, and so they're around some executives, you know, kids and they're white. You know what I mean? Or like it happens on a mass scale. I don't think we, you know, I don't think we see it as a culture. We don't really see it because we don't want to take notion to it, right? And it's like if you try to correct one side, the other side is going to point at you and be like, "No, y'all got shit to correct too before y'all come over here." And it's like, "Well, we got here
Which is
because of that." No,
which
but
is
it's like
true.
we got here because of that. You know what I mean? Like
Yes,
it's
but we
that
must
needs
hold
to stop.
ourselves accountable now to be able to heal. This generation is the only generation who has been able to have the chance to heal. So we have to be
Well,
able to heal
tell
us as a community
Eliza,
first.
I'm gonna kick some motherfucking Legos. Well, tell black mothers
Go ahead.
who are single,
Agreed. I'm with you.
who have sons,
Uh-huh.
to don't bring niggas around your fucking son.
hold on,
Don't
hold on,
bring
What
hold
kind of
on.
if you
what
Wait,
kind
I'm
wait. He's saying go tell black single women. No, you need to be talking to the
I'm
black men
confused.
who had those babies and tell them to go and get back with their women instead of leaving
it
their
was
women at
it was
single
her that
women.
kicked him out.
Don't try it.
Wait,
You need to be talking to
I'm
black
confused.
men and tell them
Because he
stop
was caught
leaving
cheating.
their
I know,
families.
I'm sorry.
Stay with the
I'm
woman
sorry.
that they had the kids with so that their kids can be raised by them.
And I
I
also
just
think that's diminished tremendously because the black men that I've grown up with, the black people that I know right now, I work in crisis and prevention. I know so many random black men that are in their children's lives, and it's being prevented from the woman's side. So I wonder if that's even a true statistic within the black community. Still, is that the black men are
it's
the deadbeat men? I don't agree that
Miss
that's a.
Miss Eliza, you are so right because that statistic is facts
I
when it
think it's
comes to
diminished
black men. Wait,
tremendously.
when it comes to black men being around their kids, it has been proven that black men on a high scale, statistically proven, are the best fathers.
Well,
It has diminished
I
tremendously
don't
within
go.
the
You
past.
can look at it on a high scale.
Aren't.
You can look at it on a high scale because of how they, how they interact with their kids. It's the interaction.
And the
It's how they
past
I don't
interact.
generation
think
where
all
the
black men interact with their kids the right way because some men just aren't
Of
good
course, not
communicators.
all white men do it. Not all
facts,
Asians do it. Of course, like
Mhm.
that's inevitable.
facts.
But
But
what
there
we're
are
saying,
plenty of black men that want to be in their children's lives today.
Yes, I believe that. I just
Yes.
think that the conversation shouldn't be talking to the black single moms. It should be talking to the black men and saying, "Why are you lady? Why did you
It should be
allow this
talking to
woman to
both.
be single?" Well, I know,
It
but
should
I'm
be
saying
talking to
most
both.
Miss
women
Eliza,
choose
Miss
to be by
Eliza, she
themselves.
just want to
Most men
blame us for
went
sticking our
out
dick
and
inside of her and
cheated,
getting her
or
pregnant.
we got 4
Yes.
girls pregnant
It
and
was
all
her
this.
that let us fuck. The fuck?
You so
No
much.
woman's having a baby saying, "Oh yeah, I want to do this by myself." Like, come on, let's be real. Men be
I mean,
thinking
but
that their stuff
I'm
is
a
all that and they can bounce from person to person and
But
they all that and everybody wants them instead of humbling
that
themselves and
man
we
saying,
is
got
"Look,
a
so
I
many
need
that
to
man
sit and
is
comments.
stay with
a
my woman that I had these 3 kids by and
but that man
continue
is
to
a
build."
traumatized man. He has no control of his emotions. So he's acting out of what he's used to doing. And that is to
Lack of
handle it
emotional intelligence.
and it's literally from a toxic situation that came from his childhood that he hasn't been able to identify yet. So that's where we come in to help him break that down.
Yeah,
And
but
that's
we
very
can't be trash
important for
bags for
each.
them. We can't be their trash
Not at
bags. Like,
all.
no.
And
He
we're
needs to be
also,
able
it's not our
to have that same
responsibility to
access for
teach
you.
them emotional.
Correct. That's not our responsibility.
It's
Facts.
not
They
our,
can
it's
go
not
do
our,
something.
it's our
Because
responsibility
men
as,
are not
wait,
innately emotional. That's not
wait,
our
It ain't got
but
biological
nothing to do with
makeup.
That
emotions. It's
ain't
about
true.
that's,
being humble and
that,
being
yeah, I
right.
agree. Sorry.
Y'all be wanting
I
some
disagree with
motherfucker.
that.
Miss Gabby
Emotional
want a motherfucker to be
intelligence
like,
is
"Hey,
something that
baby,
can be learned,
hey, baby."
period. And not a lot of people have learned it. Emotional intelligence needs to be learned. That's another thing. Just some men have not been raised that it's okay to cry because every time you cry, they say, "Oh, you a punk, you a pussy, you crying, duh, 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 duh." And all these men,
Read it.
well, thank you. Oh, yes,
Black
I love
men,
this
go
book.
and read this book.
Thank you.
Okay?
Thank you.
Look,
So
I'm
good.
getting paid for this. Go read this book.
How many times can
All
you
you
tell me,
niggas.
Biz, that you can sit around with your bandmates and we're all gonna have a good cry and it's okay? Bullshit! Y'all are like, "Oh, suck it up, just go get another girl, y'all be okay."
No, you gotta
Like,
understand. No. See, women don't understand. See, y'all have
But then
one
we
pack for everything. Men
See,
don't
this
have
is what
that.
they don't
No,
do. This is what black men
right,
don't
Emotional
do.
that's
intelligence.
the part that's missing.
Wait. Listen.
Read
Wait.
it.
Read
Emotional
it.
intelligence. I'm gonna show you emotional intelligence. Men don't have that. We don't have one group of friends that we
You
explain
choose to
everything
be
to.
ignorant to it. That's it.
No. We have
That's
different
it.
pockets. No, listen.
It's
I
okay.
got
21
over
days of
here.
meditation with me. I'll teach you some emotional intelligence.
No. I
Today,
get
you
you. I
guys,
get
on
y'all.
January, whatever date, Biz is going to donate $24.99 to the first 10 guys who goes out and gets this. Now, we're not talking about all the guys, just the guys that are not with their black baby mamas.
Oh my
God.
$24.99. Go get it.
But we can't point the blame.
Sign my baby daddy up. No, I'm just
sides
Hey, y'all better hit the subscribe
because
button, man.
today, who we need to hold accountable is the black man in the black relationship as well. For example, that woman who has that black man, and then she wants to, she
Doesn't treat
starts
him
that
right.
argument with him. Then
Yeah,
she
she wants to
pushes
run
him
the house.
and provokes him, and then she says, "You know what? I bet you.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, that black man is in
No. You know, Eliza, she gonna say, "I
all
make
of
more
a
money
sudden,
than
Hey,
you."
3
this
days
is for the
later,
women.
she pays his
Biz will
bill and
donate
brings
this
him
book
back
to
to the
10
house.
black women who are loudmouths. Go
That
get it.
woman right there is also toxic and needs to be dismantled. So
I
both
know.
parties within the
Biz
black
is
community need to be broken down.
Biz is going to help
Yes.
them. If your man has ever told you you're a loudmouth and you don't listen and you can't be led, Biz is going to get you this.
Hey,
$24.99. Just subscribe today.
I'll give y'all that with
And
a
if you're a
note on the
toxic
side.
female that use your children against the boy, you need that
Come
book
on.
as well.
Yes.
That's what I was speaking of. Look, the whole point was we
they need the Bible.
The whole point is that men lay
Jesus.
seeds, right? Men lay seeds. So you can't get mixed kids without black men laying seeds, right? Or other races of men laying seeds with the other race or whatnot, right?
Too many seeds being laid.
Right? No, but
Wait,
what
let
we
me be
saying is,
clear. Do you know what I ended up finding out off 23andMe? My father had not one, but two girls with black women before me. And they didn't even know I exist. All of a sudden, they were like, "How come you don't look like us?" And I'm like, I really wish I could ask my father, so what happened? What happened?
I got with your mama.
Why did you?
Your mama and white. I got with your mama and look at you. Look at
You
you.
have you have two sisters or sisters?
I
that you know
do.
about? Oh,
I
wow.
have one sister I knew about, but she didn't know about me. And then when we did 23andMe, we both found out about my sister, whose mother never told my father, walked into a hospital, had her, and left.
Okay, I need to get more tea.
Wow.
Yeah,
That is crazy.
yeah. And I know he didn't know about the
That's
first
wild.
didn't know about the first one. But then my sister Natasha, who's 10 years older than me, my mom knew her mom because she was my father's high school sweetheart. And, it's like her and I, the way that we've been raised, totally different. But people laugh when we say we're sisters. I'm like, yeah, we got the same forehead. Can't you see?
Yeah. Is she full? Are they full
Damn.
blown black?
Yeah.
Well, my black
Oh,
mamas.
wow.
Black
That is
mama,
so
black daddy.
crazy. That's awesome to
Yeah.
discover, though.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It was just, I mean, like for me, I was like, I see my grandma Ruby and my father in you, like
Yeah.
that whole side. And it's
You,
beautiful. And my nephew looks just like my father, running and playing for San Jose State. Broderick, he's tearing it up. He's coming for NFL,
Oh,
just so y'all know.
gang, gang.
okay.
Well,
But it's like my sister definitely kept the bloodline strong, but at the same time, I can't say I didn't in my aspect, because it's like it's just different. My father has different shades of him running around now all over the place.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
yeah,
We got all
I
the
like that.
shades.
See, that's not bad. You know what I mean? I
That
don't
seed
think
was
that's bad. Oh,
strong.
for the man,
We all got the forehead.
for the man to walk around like, damn, I got a C in this motherfucker. I got a whole little C up in it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You got like you got Puerto Rico over here. You got Beijing. You got Africa.
What is he
You
talking
got
about?
LA. God damn, this nigga good.
Did you get some subscribers to get this book?
Hey, y'all in here, hit that like button, people. Hey, I want to tell y'all,
so we can get
we're gonna get to all the comments because I see all these paragraphs in here. So we're gonna get to all the comments.
Daddy was a Rolling Stone. I think that was my favorite one. Yes, he was. Because I clicked on the comments.
Where? I can't see anything.
Well, there's the thing on the side that says private chat or comments. Then I got busy. Okay, wait. So let's see. Let's see.
Wait, 1 second. For those who are watching on Facebook, love you guys so much. Thank you. But we are going to the after hours. Thank y'all so much. We'll see y'all soon. Appreciate y'all. Gang, gang, gang. Cool people. Gang. So, but go ahead. Go ahead.
Where were we?
The comments.
We were just talking about interracial relationships and how they're great.
They're fabulous.
Anybody want to beat that? Anybody want to beat that?
As long as you discriminate or bash your own race. Also, I am mixed race, black grandfather, by the way. Okay.
What did he say?
We don't know. Thank you, though. Thank you, Cora.
It was read that clearly. So
let me see.
I don't need to have a intended to want to. I don't know. That's why I said thank you. And we can just go.
I don't think you need to have an intention to want to why you dating outside of your race. As long as you're not discriminate or bash race. Also, I'm a mixed race. Also, I have
agreed.
But oftentimes when people do date outside their race, they do bash women,
or they're judged.
Bash women.
Yes, they do. Like black men who
intention.
date outside their race always talk bad about black women, and black women who date outside their race always bash black men, and they shouldn't do that.
It's very true. This is very true.
You see it all the time, and you shouldn't do that. You should just say, "Hey, I love black women."
Well, that's the same on the other side.
I did. I said that. It's like people bash them their own self, and it's
makes no sense. Majority of the time, the argument is, "Oh well, black men is just so this, and black girls is just so that." When they're both saying the exact same thing, which means that they need to learn how to communicate with each other.
Well, they
Because
Which emotional intelligence will help.
that having control of your emotions is actually extremely important to be able to have a conversation, because that's also
It's
why
self-hate.
once we're asked one question, we get defensive or we feel attacked. It's all about knowing how to communicate, also knowing how to de-escalate in the moment of talking to each other. It takes practice, of course, which I've taken so
Amen
many
to that.
courses, all these
Well,
kind of things. But
it's a form of
communication is
self-hate
necessary.
and divide and conquer, right? It's another form of racism that we're all taught. It's
It's a
systematic
form of
racism.
self-hate.
Yes,
Where it teaches you
yes.
to
It's
hate
a
your
form
own
of
people and
self-hate.
hate yourself and hate who our stigmatisms are put on TV a certain way and all these type of things, and it's just not good all around.
It's
Like
definitely a
the
form of
average black
self-hate.
man looks at a black woman and goes, "Oh, all of you guys are loud and ghetto," and an average black woman looks at men and go, "Oh yeah, all black guys are players," because that's what we
It's
see
the
on
same.
TV.
It's a stigma. It's
It's
a created
personified
stigma.
on TV.
But it's true that majority of black women.
That's not true.
Don't
That's
be
not
saying
true.
that. That's not
That's
true.
what's in your
Again, that's
circle.
very
You gonna get
elitist
yourself in
thinking.
trouble, babe.
Because a lot
Stop
of
it.
these
It
niggas
is.
out here ain't
It
getting
is.
pussy like y'all
Man,
think so. These niggas
man.
ain't
Break
getting
this
pussy like
down
you
to
think.
you
I'm gonna
as
tell
to
you,
Tell
why
him.
it's
these
so
niggas
dangerous
ain't getting
to agree
pussy like
to.
you think.
Let
A
me
lot
tell
of
you
these
why
dudes
this
is
so
not
dangerous to
fucking.
agree to. A white man created the definition of a black woman in the
No, I'm not
1600s.
talking about.
The definition
I
of the
get
black
you.
woman was that she was promiscuous. So
I'm
to
talking about
agree that a
now, though.
black
I ain't talking
woman
about
is a
then.
hoe all the time would to agree with
No,
a man-made
wait.
definition of the black woman.
But Miss Eliza, black
I
women
didn't
were
know that.
marrying. Black women were marrying black men on a high rate in the 60s and 40s. So it had nothing to do with, what I mean, the actual
But
what was
Mary
being
is not
wrote.
being a
We
hoe.
talking we talking about now. They choose to
Yeah.
do this. A lot of them,
Oh,
majority of
this
them
is
choose to do that. That's what
Oh,
I'm
this is
wait
talking
a
about.
minute.
facts.
Wait
A
a
lot of
minute.
women
Wait a
choose
minute.
to
Wait
be
a minute.
hoes, but not
Wait a
majority of
minute.
black women are hoes. You can't agree with that statement
Yeah,
because that
no,
is
I don't.
dangerous for the black woman and the black man. To agree with a definition created by a white man for your own black woman is
No,
definition.
you said it's good. I didn't say that. I'm saying what we have now.
What?
What are
You
you
just said
talking
she a
about?
hoe.
What we have now is black
Oh,
men who are
y'all
thinking
better not
everything.
love these hoes. Nigga.
Women as a whole today are asking to be hoes, but the
Y'all better not.
majority
Hey,
of the hoes are not black women. This
I didn't
is
sign
not
up for
true.
that.
Yeah, I
y'all
just
make.
think women are what they are. It doesn't matter what race they are. So
This is not true.
Hey,
The black
hey, there's a
woman
lot
is
of
not the
there's a lot of
hoe
white
of
girls
today.
that's hoes too. There's a lot of
No.
Latinas that's hoes.
Yes,
correct.
We
yes.
talking
So we
about black
can't
women,
mask
right?
in.
No, we
This
talking
no,
is
we're
about
talking about
specific.
women. We're talking about interracial. That means everybody.
No, I'm messing with you. But what
yes.
I'm saying is like it's all gravy when we use other people. But
No,
when
we're
we
saying
use
everybody. It should be
no.
inclusive.
When we use ourselves as a one whole, there's more black women fucking than there are black men.
What are you talking about? Like,
I'm
I
just
don't
talking
agree
about
with
on a
Where
you.
large
did that come
scale.
from?
No, that's
Porn
not.
does not.
No, but that's a small industry
Go to
on a
Sherman
large
Oaks.
scale. We're talking about the average guy, right? That's the small. Hold on. You can't make the exception the rule of thumb.
didn't they say the average black woman over 40 is like single or never been married? So who's really sleeping with
Yeah, and
who?
50% of black men are
today.
making
The
great
black
money
woman is
and are
unmarried.
wait. 50% of black men are making great money and are single and childless. Which
Oh,
is
that's
proven.
awesome.
It's awesome. The fuck then who you
That's
fucking?
cool for
I
black
love
women
it.
who
I
are
don't
looking
want
for
to hate them.
men. That's all I'm saying.
Then who you then it's like, what are the other niggas? Like, what? It's like, well, who else you fuck? You ain't fucking them. They ain't getting no pussy because if they did, they would marry your ass. Like they
Well,
trying to be
literally in
married.
2020, statistically proven, black women were the number one who was progressing in corporate, who's progressing in politics, who was progressing in education.
Progressing.
So I have no
Because we
idea.
were
We're
because we're all of a sudden now popular. So now it's like, oh wait, we gotta have like the token. We gotta hit the scale.
But you know what that came from? I'm gonna tell you, that came from policies. That came from our fucking local government or federal government putting out policies to push the black women ahead. Right?
That's good. We need to get pushed ahead.
Okay, great. Now you got more. Now where the kids are gonna go? Because you can't take care of them. Dad's locked up. Where the kids gonna be?
But
at grandma's house.
Society has to take care of them now.
No,
That's
grandma.
So now
modern
the
family
juvenile hall
behavior.
system. So now the juvenile hall system builds up, and there's more daughters out there who have
All
no.
because
You
one
know what
go
I
to
mean?
work.
Like
Wait, why
I'm
would it go
just
negative?
like
Why can't they be at their
no.
grandma's house?
No. What I'm
Why can't
saying
they
is
be at
what I'm
vacation
saying
home
is
school?
They don't
I
go to
know, but
jail because the woman
like
went
you
to
have
work.
to like we cannot look at the quick negative and respond to the quick negative. You have to kind of like see like, okay, well maybe he is maybe right. Yeah, coming off wrong and the delivery is wrong, but the whole fact of what he's saying of how like
You should
society
Google this
has
because
kind of
I'm pretty
made us
sure.
check how society has kind of made our community where like black women are winning when it comes to like corporate America. And yeah, you're right. But you know the difference? They're falling off just as fast.
I
And you
agree
got
with
more of
you
these,
there.
and you got more of these average guys, the 50% of black men I was talking about, I think it's maybe like 46% of black
Because it's
men who
class
are
of women.
who is
Mhm.
single and childless. Those are the ones that tends to like fuck. I gotta get with Becky there. Like I don't want
Okay,
Becky,
no,
but
wait a
fuck,
minute. The
right?
ones
And
who are
they may
single
you
and
no wait
fatherless,
They may be your
those that
local.
are queens.
But check. They may be your local trash man. They may be like, they may have a regular, average, real good job. I call those bomb jobs because the benefits is fucking awesome. And women are crazy to not want to get with one of those guys. Anyway, that's crazy. That's a whole nother thing. I'll be like trying to put my sister on a game. Like, nigga, you are crazy. This nigga,
The trash man make more money than the police.
nigga, y'all tripping. Y'all are shit.
Single with no kids.
I'm telling you.
Questions.
Y'all are tripping. They walking past the custodians at the schools, right? You be seeing the black teachers, right? The black teachers that walk right past the custodians, not knowing that nigga got a better fucking benefits. Making bank.
Okay,
and you
I
like,
don't know if I'm making bank, but
he's cleaning the kids'
manager of like
bathroom.
4
I
of
don't
the
want no man.
schools. That might be
I don't want no
good.
man that
He's
clean the
the
kids'
custodian
bathroom.
manager.
Bitch, you
But
off
he's
for
just
6 months. He's
part-time
still
custodian.
working.
I don't
The
know.
fuck? What's wrong with you?
No, I'm
Are
just
you
saying, like, you
stupid?
became a custodian, like they're a baller or something.
Are
I'm
you
like,
fucking crazy?
I'm a baller, but
You got benefits. You got bomb
yeah,
ass
but if your
dinner.
benefits is taking up 50% of your check, I'm just saying, like, that's not
50%
it's
of
not
your
about
check.
his career, it's about his personality.
We're
I mean,
talking about stability. That's what we're talking about.
Custodian company. You know what I mean?
Well, if we're talking about stability, then that's mainly why our opposite races are going into interracial relationships. Now we really want to get about it. Stability
No,
is a
I'm just
huge
saying when we
black woman dates a white man.
Okay, I was saying, what does a woman when she's like literally when she seek after man, she looks for attraction, stability, provision, and protection, right? Which is kind of like the 4 elements of the woman, female,
Security
I
is
know
number
my
one on that
shit.
list.
I know my shit.
Right, but when I think of stability,
Like,
even when I married my husband, it was like I saw stability in the fact that his parents were still together, that his family was still a strong unit. It had nothing to do with what color.
Was he a homeless man?
Fuck no, I don't think
okay,
homeless,
like I fucking said, you ain't gonna pick no homeless nigga. You gonna pick a nigga exactly like I said. He gonna be about something. He gonna have something. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. So like the first thing y'all going after is the fucking provision and all the, you know what I mean? Not saying the good shit, but I'm just saying like the shit that that if y'all can go out for a dinner, he can at least pay for the dinner type shit. You know what I mean?
Like, he's like, I know.
I like a working man. I'm down for a working man. Like if we are at the same level, we working to hustle to build life. I appreciate that man. Huh?
You said if we're at the same level, what if he's not at the same level as you?
If he is higher than me, we great. If he
if he's lower than you, would you date him?
For example, if I'm a owner,
I want the answer.
I'm gonna answer that.
I want the answer. I want the answer.
No, literally, if I was an owner of a preschool and he was working at Best Buy, I'd still date that man because he's still doing
if he was what if he was the janitor at your preschool?
We just talked about this. He making more money than the police.
That's what I'm telling you. He's making more money than the teacher. The fuck? All year round. The teacher got to be off
like he cleaning toilets year round.
Okay, cool. Look, check this out. Look, check this out.
I got 10 years on the school. They making money. Okay.
I'm not mad at custodian because I know somebody who.
Wait. Hold on. We got to see these comments. Hold on.
We have so many, man.
So many. Wait,
man.
hold on. She want a
I'm
nigga
trying to
with a
get
G5.
Hold on.
G5 is nice. Where we going?
There's
What's
nothing
a
wrong
Okay,
with
so
that.
here we go.
Nothing's wrong with a
she
G5.
said,
What is it?
he said, my sister teaching my nephews about them being black and even going through the perfect. Also, let me FAL. Okay, boom. Also, another thing is that this is why interracial relationships need to have a talk about races, because you can't just be
Facts.
colorblind and think
Agreed.
everything is sunshine and rainbows. I have been through that myself. Yep, agreed.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
That's not interracial. That's also intercultural too. Like if you're dating someone that's maybe black, but they're from a different diaspora, that's a whole nother conversation too.
Mm-hmm.
that's considered interracial, right?
I
Marquise,
gave me some
if
black
Eliza,
men walk. I like chocolate.
hey, y'all ready? Miss Nyla said it. Like, share, and subscribe. Tribe Life, gang, tribe. Also, let's see, let's go here. Dino says, nah, the black community has voted you out, and we are going to take UK over you all. And take a okay, so if you yes, if you have biracial kids and you as a black parent, yes, you need to have the conversation about their black side and their culture, because you don't want to alienate them to the things they may not know. Also,
Oh, you
okay.
know what? I just want to make a comment about that. Like the most inspiring, coolest thing I saw. I don't know if you guys saw this, but Angelina Jolie, her daughter goes to like a black college. I think it was like Hampton or Spelman or something like that. And they showed a clip of her line dancing with her daughter at college. And I was like, that is so cool.
What was
Like
her white mom or something?
Angelina Jolie, her black daughter. She goes
Yeah,
man. Hey, check this out. Honestly, ever since she adopted her, when I was like motherfucking, I think I was like motherfucking 20 or some shit. I did not feel comfortable with that shit at all. I don't give a fuck
You
what
have
anybody
interracial kids, but she can't have one.
That's not a fucking interracial kid. That's a straight African kid.
She just brought up a very good point.
Imported here like a motherfucker.
Wait a minute.
Biz, she brought up a very good point.
You guys,
you're gonna say that just because
Biz, that is racist.
That part.
Her adopting that kid was racist.
Well, what I'm saying, like, what's wrong with
we opened up a whole other conversation. So you can't be a white actress and adopt a black child. That's what the problem is now.
You can't be Angelina Jolie. And
you're just mad at Angelina, okay? She didn't break up the marriage. Get over it already.
I love to see that her daughter is going to a black
Don't be mad.
This is personal.
I love
yes.
Yes. It's showing
yes.
you that she is aware that, hey, I have a black daughter. Let me put her around her own people.
That part.
Mom, and I love her. She's going to a black school. She's going to learn.
She's educating her. Yes. Yes.
Why she didn't put her? Why she didn't put her with her blackness when she was growing up?
She probably did. She probably did.
Remember, she has dual citizenship. She goes back there all the time. She got dual citizenship so she could get these children.
Angelina, go get you another black girl.
Yeah.
I love
it. You can't be Madonna and adopt a Latin son. Wait, hold on. Go to the comments.
I'm telling you, man. This should be weird. Y'all don't think that should be weird?
I don't know how.
I don't think it is if they let their kid
my wife
embrace
is
their
white.
own culture.
Black man with a white wife.
When you adopt someone of a different culture and then you don't even expose them to their own culture. Like that's where it's kind of like, whoa, wait a minute. So the fact that she's letting each of her kids, hey, you're Filipino. If you want to go, let's go to Filipino restaurants. Let's be around Filipino people so that you can understand where your people come from. That's important. The most important thing is that kids are loved. That's the most important thing, because you can be a black kid raised by black parents and your black parents are both crackheads and they never taught you nothing. They're beating you every day. Would you rather them be in that environment or adopted by white people who love them?
Well, that's pretty fucking extreme, but okay.
To be adopted.
But it happens. There's a reason why that kid got put up for adoption.
Because she was getting beat. Because she was getting beat by her African parents.
No, what I'm saying. Well, why would a parent give their kid up?
Because this is a fucking American superstar.
No,
What?
some people don't have a better life
They
for their kids.
Superstar?
What?
Huh?
They did a whole fucking big old
I
thing
miss.
about this when she
She a
adopted this
superstar?
kid. She
Oh,
has
and
him and she has her and another one.
No, she's
Right. She had to go back there.
Right. I trust me. I was like, this is fucking weird. And then like Madonna started doing like it was like became like a trend where they were just like,
Like
oh, we
Madonna,
like this
respectfully, she
quote-unquote-
jumped on the bandwagon.
It was like
people,
this.
white
You know what?
families
You know what it
adopting black
was? It
kids
was
is
like
not
I
rare.
saw white guilt. I saw like this
It's
white
not
guilt
rare.
in a sense.
And the
Oh, we're
courts
gonna
have
go on
it
the white guilt.
systemically this way. The courts have it systemically this way. Half of the time,
Why?
people
No,
of
that's
color
fucked
cannot
up.
adopt people of
I
color.
find this
Yeah.
fucked up. You know why?
That's
Elijah?
true.
I deal with
No,
this. I
no,
deal with this
no.
on a
I
daily.
find
In
no.
crisis
I'm
intervention, this is all I
always
see.
back
We
this
adopt
shit up.
kids out.
No, because she's right. There's a lot more discrimination when it comes to inspecting their homes. They send different child protective services. Look, it comes down and Biz, you know this is true too. Even with my son who's special needs, okay? Real talk, when I got my house in Mid-City, listen, they wanted to change our regional center to South Central versus West LA Regional Center. And guess what? The kids that were at South Central Regional Center didn't get half the services that my son got because he was with West Side Regional Center. These things matter.
Well, exactly
It's
what y'all
all- it's-
saying
it's really
is the
big.
reason
It's
why I
really
said
big.
Yeah. All the
well,
social services change when
right.
it comes to your area code and your zip code. Because I went
Okay.
from the marina to get tons of services, but then as soon as I hit Mid-City, it was like,
You know
okay, well,
why?
let's see the mileage.
I'm sorry, Mom, but you know why I feel like this shit is all fucked up? Because you have kids who are here in America who are literally being dropped off at fucking parks and trash cans and dumpsters and are in foster care systems by every fucking day. And you go across the fucking nation?
Yeah, I hear that.
International?
Well, because it's cheaper and it's easier
Oh my
to get a
fucking God.
child.
You can just sign for a kid here and they'll pay you to keep the child.
No, it's not that
It's
easy.
very true. Yes, it is.
It's
All
not
you
that
have to do,
easy to adopt a kid here.
crisis and prevention is very easy. You can create an affidavit with binder paper. That parent can give me that child by signing that child over. It is that easy.
It is not that easy to adopt a child here. I looked into it. It's expensive. It is expensive.
I took
If
all of my
it's like they're
fosters by
ripping you off
affidavit.
to like, okay, I got to pay $50,000 to adopt this kid that's down the street that doesn't have anybody. Like, stop.
You
Like,
know, what are you
No,
are you
it is
going to some
extremely easy.
agency
all
or
my
something?
fosters were by affidavit. All my fosters.
are
Parents
you-
giving
Yeah, you
their
can't just
children
walk
away.
into a store and be like, hey, I want 2 kids. You know, like it doesn't work that way. It's not that easy.
If
No,
the
if you go
parents
through
are
the legal
willing to
system,
sign
it's
off.
Yeah, but
the
how
parents are
many
willing
people
to
do
sign off.
you
That's
know
your
walking
child.
around like, hey, I'm willing to
It's-
adopt my
Miss
kid?
Cat,
What
Miss
sadly,
Cat,
it's the
Miss Cat, let me
children
tell
that
you.
get pulled into the system that their parents have nothing to do with it. Just like
Yes.
sadly, they treat
telling you.
dogs at the rescue. They're like,
Yes.
oh, okay, they don't answer to anybody, so now we're going to charge you a fortune to
Yes.
adopt these children.
But check, I'm
And it's
telling y'all.
ridiculous. But keep
No.
in mind, yes, the kid down the street
Gaviota.
who I've been taking care of, mom never comes home. If mom signs off the papers, cool, kid can move in tomorrow.
My baby. Yes.
Well, I don't
That's
know
how I
any
got all
parents
my
like that. I
fosters.
just know that, you know, when you check in adoption, it's way cheaper overseas to adopt than it is here. And the process is a lot easier overseas than it is here. And that's scary to me.
Then the paid process for sure. I could see that. And
Yeah,
that
I'm not
does
gonna
scare
pay
me. It's disgusting.
$40,000 to adopt a kid. Like I'm already going to be in debt by
So
$40,000.
you gonna fucking adopt a
No,
kid
that's
from
called legal. That's called
Africa?
legal human trafficking in America.
Facts.
No,
Welcome.
I'm just saying, business
Legal
expensive. If you
human
are adopting
trafficking
a
right
kid
there.
now in America, you're going to pay a lot of money to adopt.
You're right.
a
That
child.
absolutely.
Cat,
It's called the
Miss Cat,
human
Miss Cat.
trafficking. It's
But
so
let me
it's,
tell
Miss
you,
Cat, Miss
disgusting.
Cat.
Black
If
children
you pay,
are pushed
if you
through the system
what?
like this on a daily. And I live in
Okay,
Sacramento,
you're right.
California, and I deal with Sacramento County. Folsom has majority of white families and black little babies. And if a
I'm
black
telling you.
family tries to adopt that child, they will be denied, as they have.
Yeah, and it's expensive for them. It's expensive. Most black people don't have that kind of money to adopt a child.
If that
No, you
that-
see,
yeah.
you don't get it. No, you don't get it, Miss Cat. Miss Cat, I was adopted. It didn't cost them a fucking thing.
Did they know your parent?
Not at all. It doesn't cost a thing.
Miss
Wait,
Cat,
no. Did they
do
know
you
you're taking care of
process.
Miss Cat, do you understand that there's a lot of cases that these kids are dropped off and the mother don't even fucking show up? She just cut her
still
umbilical
not
and
answering the
So
right?
the
question.
ones that are dropped off, the ones that are dropped off
No,
are the
no, no, no.
ones that
I'm gonna
they're
give you an
charging.
easy one.
Process done
Yes.
faster.
Look,
I've checked into
it's
that stuff, and you
Miss
cannot just go and adopt a
Miss
kid for
Cat.
$1,000. It don't work that way.
It's not
It
$1,000
it's not
bucks. What are you
overnight, Miss
talking
Cat.
about?
This is
No,
true.
It's
it's
not
no
overnight.
money. There's no
Yeah.
money at hand.
None.
You just have
My
to register.
None.
Listen, you just have to register, get a fucking fingerprint, go through the whole background check,
And
they
you gotta
wanna
go
pay
through
you.
classes.
right?
perfect.
You
Yeah,
gotta go
I have
through
a
all those things before you could be even certified to be, right?
Yes.
They start you off with the foster thing,
Foster kid.
and then you start fostering the kid,
Yep.
and they pay you.
yep.
No,
They
they
Yes.
pay you to
They
foster.
send
They
you out
don't
money.
pay you to adopt
No,
the
they
child.
pay,
They pay you to foster. Once you adopt a
Yes.
kid, you don't get no payment.
once
This
the
is true.
adoption's
Miss-
done, yes, that's correct. But
Yes.
in the meantime, in the process, they're still considered
They pay
the
you.
foster. They pay you to take
They
on
pay
that
you to
child.
take
The
yes.
Well,
adoption
guess
just
what?
means
You can go to-
congratulations,
you
we're
can
no
go to
longer giving you a
Africa.
check with the
Well,
child.
guess what, you guys? You can go to
Yes.
Africa for $1,500 and go
No,
adopt
you
a kid for $500 and be done with it.
Oh, but
no,
here's where
Miss
it's
Cat.
tricky. Hold
No,
on. Here's
no,
where it's
no, no, no,
tricky.
no, Miss
So
Cat.
guess what? You get that child in the village, right? And then good luck leaving Africa. That's the other part. They're going to charge you a whole bunch. But see, then there's still trafficking going on the same way it's going on in our own country. Because the fact
Yes.
is, the moment that child is taken into custody, it's, oh, we've been paying for their living expenses. We've been paying for this, their medical. This is money that's owed back to our country because we cared for this child. And then, times it by 100. And that's what you got to pay us back.
All I
Because
know
we
is
can't get
it's
child
a
support.
nightmare that most people don't want to go through, and that's the crazy thing. They should make the process. I'm not saying they should make it easier and more welcoming for people who want to do it. So these kids won't be in foster care and they won't be in situations where they shouldn't be in. But if they make the barriers and the lines to get these kids so hard, it's just, you almost feel like it's not worth the hassle. It's not. It's like having a full-time job just to go through the process. What's the point?
I'm just saying it's not as I never seen where it was $50K. I mean, I would have seen a lot of
You
families
need
like
to look
fuck
up on
that.
websites then for
There'll be a
adopting.
lot. There'll be a lot of
It's
fucking.
the private adoption agencies. I know that do that, but it comes down to the same thing. Even it's like I hate to give the comparison, but they treat children the same way they treat rescue animals. If a private agency comes in and scoops up that rescue animal from the main pound, now guess what? That dog went from being $40 to $400. So now we're going from $4,000 to $40,000 to get that child. It's the same. This agency has assumed financial responsibility. It's legal slavery, exactly. And it's disgusting that this is what goes on.
If somebody ever charged you for that, that's full on fucking trafficking. Like you're literally paying. Like
they just have a legal license to do it, but that's all it is.
You shouldn't have to go through that. Like,
no.
Nah.
And if you need any questions outside of this conversation, let me tell you, I do crisis prevention. I'm licensed to foster. I deal with it all the time. I have a foster.
And they extort parents. Them too. They extort parents. And, we're going to get you the perfect child. And they've shown them photos and everything and gotten them all riled up. And they've manipulated. They think they've met the parents. And the whole child, like the whole 9 yards, like we got to prime pick our parents. We got, they sell it to you so they can charge you that big old $150,000 tab because they found a rich family that can buy anything, but they'll spend every dime to have that child look like it came from the mother because the mother psychologically can't deal with it. And they extort that. That's why now, I know you all seen the videos of the Matrix babies hooked up. You now too can have a GMO baby that you get to pick all of the DNA and everything. And it's in a nice little capsule for you. This is what we've moved on to now since, it's harder for us to steal children.
Oh,
it's reality.
I
That's
thought you
what's
could
sick.
already create a baby by that already. I thought you could
Oh,
already
you
create
probably
a baby.
could. It just wasn't publicly, they didn't publicly make a commercial about it. But facts, the rich have already been having access to this. And I mean the really, really, really wealthy, off the books rich. You know that this is what
Yeah.
they've been doing. Why? Because they'll do anything to please their wife, to make sure that child looks like that picture
Wait,
perfect
what they say?
family.
That was in Thousand Oaks. What? Just stop. You can't relate. You say, shut up. I can relate.
I can relate.
Don't be mad that she's closer to the canyon and she gets to hike. Hey, I'm gonna come and hike with you. I love it over there.
You like? I like it's so hard to find, like,
I got trails from Thousand Oaks to Malibu, girl. That's big. Or Biz, he called me Malibu.
Hiking in Malibu at Malibu Creek because it's an
That's
easy.
my favorite.
Really easy.
Once Black people wanted to start adopting children, they made it harder access for them to have children.
I told
and
you.
Minorities,
oh yeah.
But especially in regards to Indians and Native Americans, they're still going through cradle robbing right now. I know a girl right now. I help her in her situation. She's had 3 babies. They've all 3 been robbed in the hospital room. When it comes to an Indian woman, they will create anything so that they can take your indigenous baby and sell it to a white family. This has been going on for decades.
But do you guys know why?
That our brown babies are being pushed to white families on purpose.
I mean, I don't mind them going to white families as long as the white families aren't mistreating them. I've heard stories where white people have adopted black babies.
What the hell?
Why are you going to give it just
adopted black babies and they're mistreating them? Like they're mistreating them badly.
Why can't
That's why I'm like,
Miss Pat? Why can't just be everybody? Why can't anyone like be financially fit to be able to take, like, why does it have to be just, you know what I mean? But
here's an example.
Wait, but when you say that, oh well, I'm okay as long as they're a good family, I'm like, well, no, that's agreeing with what the fuck their agenda is. No, I think it should be open for everyone. I have a problem with that.
Yes,
why is just going for this, right? Because now it makes me think, oh, y'all doing this because they have a deficiency, right? And that means that's so much whole nother shit. That's the, you know what I mean? I ain't trying to get into the Neanderthal caveman, but you know what I mean? It just has a lot to do with, it just procreating, right? They can't like really, so a lot of white women have heart problems, you know what I mean? And they said that black women do, but when it's impossible because black women have the makeup of the library of this whole fucking planet, you know what I mean? So like when you look at, right, so when you look at like, well, why are they doing this? There must be an agenda behind this. I'm just giving you like me, I see it on both scales, right? But I have to like call a spade. Like this shit is fucked up. And when I see that, like, okay, this is an agency that's selling, okay, that's literally an agency who has a deal with CPS, because CPS or whoever holding these kids, they're not charging. They can't. It's federal shit.
And they do have deals. You're absolutely right.
But check. But there's people. Wait. Listen.
10,000 kids that need adopted. They're not.
Listen, but there's people that literally like rich people who like mega rich, who's like, I want a kid of this stature, like this, like that. And I want to feel like I'm giving back to the community and I want to make them ethnic. And they won't say black or make them very ethnic.
Is there something wrong with that?
There was even, I mean, like, think about the story. Think about the movie. No, think about the movie The Blind Side. Okay. They came after her. They came after her and tried to make it an issue that they adopted a black child into there because of football. Because then
here's the thing. I don't think there was anything wrong with that movie. I didn't think they did anything wrong. They helped.
No. I'm not saying if they did anything wrong. They brought light to something that goes on. Right, it wasn't true in that story, but it happens in other families where they adopt children just so their child can go to that school.
But Zavi, how that happened, then she didn't pay. There was no like how that happened was unique.
You should not be paying.
It wasn't
right.
You know what I mean? It wasn't
right,
like,
and we know that, but they didn't know that then.
No, but it wasn't like that white family was mega rich. They weren't like your mega rich family, like what I'm talking about. Who literally like, oh yeah, like they wouldn't have picked that boy. Or if they
No.
did, they would have put him in some type of training. He would have been he would have had a scientist around him. Like, you know what I mean? These mega rich, stupid, twisted. Like, you know what I mean? They got money to just breathe on shit, right? And those are the things I'm saying. Like, those people gives
They're
me
doing
the
it for
Angelina
intent.
Jolie vibes. It's like, you know what I mean? What's the real cause of this? Like, cool. Yeah, we know that. Yeah, we know there's love there, of course, right?
Yeah.
But why didn't you pick, like, out of all the fucking kids in America,
Your own cultured children.
Why
your
are you so
own?
dark anyways? Like you're dark. You're
How do you
dark.
know that also? I mean, like, keep in mind, a lot of actors, when they travel, they've gone somewhere to film something and they found a
Because
village
you
that's
guys
really
were like,
touched their lives. Like, real talk.
Yeah.
Like, she
Like
might have been
Josephine
there.
Baker.
Exactly. I'm not
Angelina
knocking anybody
Jolie
who
to me
adopts
is the
kids. I'm
Josephine
sorry.
Baker. Angelina Jolie
I
to me
I, I
is the
applaud anyone, white, black, green, yellow, who takes the time out to say, I'm gonna love someone else's kid and use my money that I've earned to help bless someone else's kid. I don't care what race you are. That's a good heart. Now, if you're mistreating kids, that's different. But if you are white and you're taking in black kids, Chinese kids, I don't care what kid it is. If you're giving them love and you're giving them a better opportunity than what they would have had, God bless you.
Yeah, but you can't be blind to what's really happening behind closed doors to our Black children. That's great. That's the Martin Luther King narrative. But our children are being sold pretty much to only a certain culture, and people of color, all people of color, are literally being bound against from adopting their own children. Purpose, because when your own children go in your own cultures, that's the only way you can multiply that legacy. And they purposely let our children go into other race families. That is just a fact.
and it
I see it
changed
all
their
the time.
thinking.
Hold on, I'm
It
just gonna
changed the
counter. I'm
narrative.
just gonna
It
counter that.
literally does. It desensitizes them. Like,
Wait a
you know what I
minute,
mean?
Yes.
As far
guys.
as their own
Wait
race.
a
Like,
minute. Wait a minute. I'm going to counter that because what if all these 10,000, 20,000 black kids are there and they were saying, hey, we want to give them to black families, but black families weren't stepping up to the plate.
But that's
They were
not a
selfish.
that's
no,
not
no,
a
no.
fact.
That's what
They
that's what
were
Eliza's
selfish.
saying. Eliza's
We
saying,
got
no, no,
money
no,
for that.
no,
We can barely
no.
take care of our
Eliza,
own. And so
no,
then
but
they
she's
said, okay,
saying that.
let's
Eliza's
send it
saying
out to
that
other
there are
races
there.
because black
It's
people
just
aren't doing
hard. No,
Let
Yes,
Eliza's
there's
saying
plenty
that
of
there
Black
are
families
there,
current. Yes,
but
and
you have to
Yeah, and
understand
they're
the major.
overlooked, misjudged.
yeah,
A lot
Like
of
they're
them
just
have to
and
go
told that
through.
they're unfit and they have
yes,
homes to provide them. They're willing to take them
yes,
in and they've decided that they're ineligible. And it
yes,
happens all the time because the people that
yes,
are
it
coming
does.
out, that's what their job is, to sit there and
That's a
find
good
everything
point.
wrong with them.
That's a good
Yep.
point. How
Well, then we
many
need
black
to.
families, Miss Cat? How many black families have adopted white kids? That's a good one.
Well, first of all,
Wow.
What
let's
did
be
you say?
honest. Most
Wait,
black
question again.
families,
Black
hold on.
families?
Most black families don't want to adopt a white kid. Let's just be
You
honest.
don't know
How
that.
many black people have
That's
you
not
talked to?
necessarily
You know
true.
what?
You don't know that.
Black
That's
people you
No,
guys met in your
I am
you don't
lifetime.
honest of that.
you
They
can't
said,
say
you know
that.
what? I want to adopt a white girl. Like,
I would
no,
love to
you
have
don't
me
get
I am
time to
Brad
rush
honest
to
of
McKenzie
do
that.
right
that.
here.
It's,
My grandma,
who
my
says
grandma
that it
adopted
guaranteed
white
has to
kids.
do with race?
I know, but I'm just saying, how many black people have you talked to that's like, oh, I want to adopt, Patty?
How
No,
I
many
know
black
most
some.
people do
people
you
want to
know
adopt
went?
their
How do you
own,
know?
let alone
Wait, how
someone
many
who's
black
another
people
race.
do you know went in there and said, I don't want to adopt a white kid. I only want a black kid? They might have said, we want any child.
I don't
And they were
know because I don't
denied.
know a lot of black people who even want to
And
adopt.
denied. Exactly. They were like, we'll take any child, please. Because they just want to have
And
a child and they're denied.
I am
I
a
don't know
product of
because
a
I don't
family
know a
that
lot of black
adopted
people who
white
talk about adopting
kids
anybody.
in the 80s.
Well,
And
I'm sorry for that.
with that being a very interracial family, black and white, in the 80s, it was getting worse. This is when systemically everything was crashing down. They took all the white kids out of my grandmother's home and said because she was black, she was not fit to raise white children. And that behavior is still
That's
going
great.
on today.
But
And
we
when they
were
got into their
they're their
30s, they came
children
back to
all.
look for my grandparents. And my grandparents, the only parents they knew, had passed away. So the system had broken families once again due to just race.
I think
It's
race
a real
relations.
thing that's going on today.
I think race relations would be a lot better if black people did raise white children because then these white faces are going out into the world and they're loving and understanding Black culture and Black people so that they can change the way white people think and see Black people.
I agree there.
I don't think it should be a race thing, period, either way. And I don't know enough about the system to, speak about it. I just know I looked into it and I was like, I'm not about to spend this kind of money to adopt nobody's kid. Sorry. Like, because it's too expensive to raise a kid, first of all. So you should be paying.
What are you going through, Miss Cat?
Yeah,
if you need spots, me and Miss Eliza got you. We got you.
Well, I don't know if I'm trying
there
to.
Are so many.
I mean, hey, you want a rainbow kid? Hey, we can get you a rainbow kid. We can get you a Latin one.
Well, you just want to help somebody. If you see
like Puerto Rican and Asian with.
What do you want?
There's some kids that are totally sweet kids, and you're like, you know what? I would take this kid in. But then there's other kids where you're like, I see why somebody put you up, like left you, because you nasty. You don't have a good attitude.
What the fuck? Hey, there's no such thing as bad kids. There's bad parents. Same thing with pit bulls. No such thing as a bad parent. Bad owner.
I've met kids even at church or something where I'm just
don't
like,
you blame that child?
I just love this kid. I wish I could take this man for my own.
Look, my kid, if you had met him at 2, you'd be like, give that kid back. Now he's the perfect teenager. And all my friends, they dealing with crazy teenagers. I'm like, I had terrible twos. Now you got a fucked up teenager, okay?
She'll be like, you know
she'll
what?
Be like, return back to sender.
Together. I gotta send you back to your home.
Return back to sender.
Okay, so you definitely don't go through one of those agencies because you can't give them back after you pay the $50,000. Okay,
exactly. That's what you
they won't take it back for sure.
And then this person be terrorizing my house that was in peace.
That's a little person. It's not their fault. They're not.
Wow.
Where's the emotional intelligence book? Where is it? Where is it?
Like,
where's the emotional intelligence book?
Nightmares like that, where they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna adopt this kid," and the kid just.
Cat, I want you to write children's books on emotional intelligence. That is your cause, right there. Cat, I've got it for you. You're gonna change the world with emotionally intelligent nursery rhyme books.
I'm just saying though, when you have a peaceful situation, you can't be bringing chaos into peace.
That got me. I can see why nobody wants you.
You praying
Cat,
with
I'm telling
like,
you.
devil, and you're like, what? Like
Nobody wants your little ass. You smell.
No, you eat your boogers? No, give him back.
Yeah, I don't do smelly kids. Get your ass back. I'll do smelly ones.
Excuse me, his BO doesn't smell like it matches mine. Can I get a different one?
Well, no, those things you can fix. Personalities, you cannot. You can fix their hair, their clothes, their smell, but personalities, you cannot change.
Wait. I got to tell you, and this goes back, this will wrap the whole thing full circle, okay? Thankfully, I was married to an amazing man who raised my son, but his biological biological grandma, I should say, told his biological father that you weren't in his life for the first 5 years. His personality's already been formed. He's not your kid anymore, okay? Because he was around me. I just want to be clear. He got mannerisms for days, weeks, years, just like him, and was never around him. And it's like
the first 3 years of any child's life is the most important. That is when the most
important
is happening, the first 3 years. So it's like, I would not want a kid. I would prefer to have a kid before they're 3 years old, because you can help develop them. Because once they're 7, 8, 9 years old, they're already developed. They've already been through trauma.
They have a lot. What it is they have a lot of trauma that you need to help them work through. And guess what? Even if a child.
No, Miss Zavi, you're going too far. Miss Cat, what if they got that twinkle in their eye? Like, you know what I mean? Like, no, this one. Oh no, he got a twinkle. I ain't fucking with him. Y'all can take him. Let me have the other one.
You can see a troubled kid, and you can pray with them and say, "I know I can."
Send me 3 of them. Let me look at 3 of them.
I'm serious. Let me look at 3 of them. Bad, but you can see good in them, and you can see they want to be loved.
Can you bring 3 of them out?
All up. But then there's other kids who they just straight are demons. It's like, no, you can't change that. You can't.
Okay, I'm gonna be clear. I was a good kid, but when I was 6, there was a boy who pissed me off. I took a rock and I bashed it on his head because he stuck his hand up my skirt. Okay, I was a bad kid that day. I had some trauma. Okay, but overall,
I'm talking about people who would, you tell your adopted or foster kid, hey, I'm going to the store, and they're playing with matches.
Oh, shit.
Look, I'm sure there were plenty of parents that were friends with my mom that wanted to give my ass back. Okay, doesn't make me a bad kid.
I just know I love kids, and
You said
they
they
deserve
go.
to have a good life.
You should definitely play with your friends' kids and give them back when you're done.
You cannot call these.
They're not demons. You're absolutely right. They're not demons.
You guys better know.
Demon associated. As soon as we break them away from the demons, the kids are all right. Okay, it was just demon by association, not by birth.
Some people are demon possessed. I'm sorry.
Oh man, dude, I think that was great. You know, I think that was
on a
great
real
right
note, though, anybody who's willing to take someone's kid in, I don't care what race you are, I encourage you to do it because too many kids need to be in good homes. Don't listen to what we're talking about. If black, white don't matter.
You don't know. No. You okay with getting them from
listen
Africa?
to what we talking about.
I don't care where they're from. If they're a good
I
kid,
do. Because I've been that kid.
Yeah, I'm gonna start in my community. I'm gonna start in my community personally.
I'm gonna tell you straight up. The reason why it's personal to me because I've been that kid, right? Yeah, I've been that kid that was like overlooked because of quote unquote, right? And it was the African kid, or it was this. You know what I mean? It's like, well, what the fuck? Like, we're here. Like,
I ain't black enough.
Okay, I get it. We not all like.
It's just because you played the drums too loud.
I think that's much. He's 1050. You were 2050. Ain't nobody got 2050, so they went with 1050.
I'm just saying,
and I'm telling you, it's all about presentation and how you came to them. Like Colin Kaepernick really broke it down to us. He really told us this already. Like they line you up like you in a slavery lineup. Which one you gonna have? We gonna have Bo, Joe, or Toe. They do the real exact same thing when it comes to adopting you off.
I would never test the exact same thing. I don't.
It's the exact same thing when lining up the children. Like they want to know how clean you are, what you look like, what you have involved, who the parents are, what kind of resources you have attached to you already. There's crazy. A whole thing.
Did your parents graduate high school?
Miss Cat, that's what you're asking for. You're asking for that. That's what you're like.
Yep.
I'm not asking for that. I just
you said I don't want the little demon. So
no. You're like, if you want a rap sheet, if you want a rap and personality test of your child done first, that's gonna be 50 grand.
Personality check, but I do need a couple months visits to make sure.
So you want us to spend money? So that means okay. So a couple months. That means 80 grand a month times 3.
No, I'm saying
perfect. We'll give you all the attention and data that you want. You want us to hook it up too?
We need this.
We need
this. You want us to hook it up too? You want vitals during all the aggressional moments?
No, you fill out the paperwork in March, and you have
court order
June to make a decision. So you get a couple months to date this child. To make sure
date the child. You want to date him?
No,
look, we all know that there's a lot of men that pass the 3-year rule. Okay, so how long do you want to monitor this child?
No, I'm saying you want to be clear. Months of just to make sure before you sign off the paperwork. Yeah, I don't want to get stuck and then this kid's like a nightmare.
Okay, no, I tell you the truth. Me personally, I wouldn't care. I wouldn't personally.
You wouldn't care until they start burning down your stuff and tearing up your stuff.
No. Telling you where to go. Your own biological child can do that if you don't raise them right. Keep that straight.
Exactly. But
you
what we're saying is,
right.
it's the person. No, but it's the person, right? It's the person. It's who's raising the child, right? And setting the morals in the house and setting the standards, right? And I don't care how you look at it, white, Chinese, Blackanese, whatever you want to call it. There's only so much you're gonna be able to get past, like with someone who has morals and standards, right? A child is supposed to do these things. A child is supposed to, hey, you gonna make your bed, you gotta clean your room up. You know what I mean? These are things you're supposed to do. Period.
You
right?
Get them before the age of you can't tell me what to do. If you get them at 3 or 4 years old, yes, you can train them. But if you get them at 15 and
train them.
Yeah, you have
I
to
know.
train them in the ways that they should go, so they won't become it. But if you
Wait,
don't
can we please go to the comments right now? Because I'm dying. It says cat walking in punching kids like Sean Wayans did. And don't be a menace to South Central while drinking your juice in the hood.
But I'm just saying, like, you gotta know what you're getting. Like, you gotta know kind of what you're walking into. You can't just be
This is
walking
true.
into things blindly. Like, that's crazy.
Train them though. We got to get this out. It's called parenting, and unfortunately, not all of us were given a manual. I didn't get a manual, so I'm dealing with me with my emotional intelligence, constantly working on my emotional intelligence, and then sharing those moments with my child. Not everybody does that. Not everybody shares those growing and learning moments. They're just like, act this way or you're over with.
Yeah,
like, they
for
weren't
sure.
qualified to be a parent. They just like having sex, and that's the problem. We have all these people who are not being parented.
Right,
This is true.
but right, and I
Animals.
just have a problem. I just felt that conversation was a very great conversation to have at hand because, you know what I mean, I am like that. So when I saw that with Jolene, Jolena Jolie and that whole ordeal, I felt some type of way, like you disowning the people who was around you. But then again, she's not really from this country anyway, so it doesn't, you know what I mean? Like when you look into her background, it's like, oh well, she's not from this country. I get it. You know what I mean? Her dad's a big movie star. She lived a total different. So she's probably around in Africa since she was like 2. You know what I mean? And playing around with those people or whatever the case may be. So
The situation clearly touched her.
right, but her legacy and everything she's like exploded on has been in America, and so
Yes,
it's
definitely.
like you
Why
know what I mean? It's like
clowning me tonight? Like, they said train them cat, making sure she's getting a boxer out of them. I'm like, what? That is so mean.
Okay.
Whoever you are, unknown. Mean. Upside down heart. Okay.
she gonna pray for you.
No, I'm glad that you did say you're adopted and we actually can, see the product of adoption.
Yes.
But
I'm just saying.
I do think
Sometimes you never know.
Hey, you know what? They
Yeah,
thought he was
it's
an
dynamic
animal behind the
playing
drums,
dead.
so there you go.
maybe
Yeah.
this conversation will spark people that are watching to look into adoption if you have a heart to love and want to raise kids, because there's so many of us out there that need homes.
So many.
And we're
Yes.
all just thinking about ourselves and going on about our lives. And you got a 2-bedroom apartment where that could be a kid in that room,
Right.
Do it.
You know what? Before
It is
we,
supporting.
let the ladies go, I wanted to ask Miss Eliza, because you spoke of a Miss Cat on where people can, you know what I mean, to just reach out, and I'm glad they're listening. And to add to that, Miss Eliza, I know you have a few spots. He said, "Damn, shots fired." She said, "I know you have a few, spots and outlets of where people can reach out to different people and different, camps or whatever
Yes, definitely.
in your area. Where can they follow you and all that good stuff to get more information
Yes,
on
on
those things?"
Instagram, you guys can follow me at the leveled up one. That's THEE leveled up one. Definitely follow me. Inquire if you're interested. I do crisis and prevention, so on the groundwork. So I've gotten majority of my kids by trauma. And literally dynamic parents with big houses that just write their children over with pens. So you guys, if you guys want to do it on the ground level, hit me up. If you want to do it by the system, hit me up. But the reason why it takes so long in the system is because once that child is dropped off at the doors, it becomes a product of society. It becomes ownership of society.
Yep.
And which is bittersweet because that child can have all the resources in the world. They rent or be paid for until a certain age. They can have free Medi-Cal. Like all these dynamic resources are attached, but at the same time, it's always great to have a parent and a loving family. And I grew up in adoption. I'm not adopted, but my grandma adopted. She fostered. My mom did the same thing, and I'm doing it as well. So it's a beautiful experience. And just join in if you can.
Eliza, if you could look in the private chat, hit me up after. Not tonight, but tomorrow.
Okay. Not tonight. I'm going to sleep, but
Yeah. What's your private
I
chat?
gotta pray after this. This was a lot for me. Jesus,
Take a
take the
5-minute
wheel.
meditation.
Because
Look,
I
Jesus,
will help a kid.
hey, Jesus, take the G5. Take the G5.
Yes. Yes.
People, thank y'all so much. Before we head out of here, I'm gonna give the ladies the last words to be able to say some to you guys. And you guys are gonna see Miss Zavi show coming soon. Miss Zavi, you want to say something to them before you know what I mean? We get to the last words about
I'm
where can they find you and mind meditation and do some Kama Sutra tips or whatever. You know what I mean?
most definitely. I appreciate that. You guys can follow me, as you see, Zavianka, on Instagram. I'm also right now one of 4 amazing teachers. We're doing a 21-day free meditation challenge that you still have time to sign up for, because today was the first day and the recordings are up as well. I work with Ashley Schubert Wellness, which the link is on my page on Instagram. And it's a really good opportunity to take that wellness not only inside, like Miss Cat was talking about in fasting, but mentally, sitting with yourself. The fact is, you got to be able to sit in yourself with a dark room, sit with that dark side so you can move through whatever is in you. Your energy and the way that you move it is so important at this time of year. And meditation is key for that wellness. We are so overstimulated by social media, by our phones, by scrolling, all of it, and we need that reset. So 21-day challenge, jump in. I will be on my page reposting the link again just to make sure in case you guys miss it. It's Zavianka, so check it out. And Biz and I will be releasing the first show to you soon, so stay tuned.
Yeah. People, I'm going to give the last words to the ladies on tonight's topic. I'm gonna get up out of it. Well, I ain't gonna get up out of here, but the ladies gotta go. They gotta get their beauty sleep and all that good shit. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean. I'm gonna let them have the last words. Started with Miss Cat. Well, we let Miss Cat end it because Miss Cat's original. You know what I mean? She all gang. Everybody like Miss Cat. What? Well, how you gonna pray for us, Miss Cat, please? So. The Lord
You need
said.
to stop. Y'all, you need to stop. Anyways, you guys,
Last word.
final words.
Go ahead. Final words with the lady.
Yeah, and I'm about to be out. But you guys, we want to first tell you that we love each and every one of you. You are loved unconditionally. It doesn't matter what race you are. And if you find love, that's a blessing from God. So don't be worried about what race, what they do for a living, if he's tall, small, short, fat. Find love wherever you can find it, because life is so short. It's so short. Before you blink, you're gone. You're out of here. So we love you. We'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Last word, ladies.
Did we say something too?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I love y'all. If you guys are still watching, I want you guys to just stay tuned to this organization and what Biz has going on for sure. There's so many things going on with the tribe and the podcast. And in regards to interracial dating and interracial love,
you gonna be back.
Really big on Black love and Black community and building that wealth amongst each other and building that community and breaking down those vibes and also healing amongst us. Healing is extremely important. So if you believe that, definitely follow me at the leveled up one so we can stay tuned and work and break down that black divide that we have between the Black man and the Black woman. We need to. It's extremely important. And once we capture it and take accountability, no one can tell us anything. I love y'all. Be safe.
Hey guys, and I love that. The fact is, the only way that we can be stronger as a community is by sharing this information. Not everybody's been raised with it. And so by us sharing our resources with one another, we can become more educated, less ignorant. That's key. So thank you.
Yo, y'all stick around. You already know, man. We gonna get into the motherfucker after the after hour, and we gonna talk some shit, man. Y'all already know I'm gonna put the link there. I'm gonna hit this little slide. Y'all stay right there. Y'all stay tuned. Let's come back here. We gonna chop. Gang, man. I know y'all got a lot y'all want to say, so I'm gonna put the comments in there below and let's chop. Yo, what's goody? What's goody? You already know. Did I put the comment? Hold on. Bam. Got y'all right there, people. Y'all can tap that link right there. Join the convo. Let's talk about it, man. Let's talk about it. How y'all feel? What y'all think about tonight? What do you guys think about the convo? What do you guys think of Zavi? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Welcome Zavi over here to the network. She on the tribe. You
Hi,
know what I mean?
hi.
So
No, and
yeah, hit that link. Let us know what you guys think. Come on in here. I know y'all getting ready, man. You know, what do you
I know
say?
it was insightful because there was a lot of different angles of that and showing how race not only affects our relationships, intimate relationships, but how it also affects relationships with our children and the next generation and what we're teaching them. And it's just a different time than, at least for me, in the way that I was raised now. I feel like there's more acceptance not only in race but in sexuality. There's more resources across the board, and I think that it's important to be willing to hear every side, even if you don't agree with it.
What you think, UK? That's a good point too. What you think, UK?
I couldn't make fucking jokes.
What'd you come to?
Come on with it.
About what?
Fucking cat knocking people out, or cat knocking kids out. Or she says demons.
Just the demons, not the kids.
That twinkle in their eye. Nope, knockout.
I love it.
What's up,
she
Miss
just wanted a
Riri?
screening process.
Hi.
She wanted it all.
Everyone.
What's up, Nyla? What's good?
Hi, guys.
Nala.
We don't have no weirdo interruptions today.
Okay. You saw that post I put up today?
Oh my God, yes, I did. Okay. I was like, oh my God.
You made a post today?
I gotta catch up.
Yeah, I thought that shit was funny, man. I was like, these motherfuckers, who the fuck is this man?
Bro, I was so embarrassed. You have no idea. Like, I was so embarrassed. Like, bro, I'm never being around y'all again. Like,
famous last words in these parts. I said famous last words.
They don't know. Hey, they don't know the tribe. Hey, they don't know the tribe. We be taking shit serious if we don't know you. If we don't know you, we taking shit a little serious. Like, who the fuck?
I was telling him, I'm like, who does that? Who is that? Well, I'm like, bro, y'all was embarrassing as fuck. I'm like, I don't want people to know I know y'all.
Are you talking about those two weirdos?
Yes.
Okay.
Join the live. Yeah. So what do you think about tonight? What do you think about the conversation? I want to kind of go to what UK was talking, then maybe we hit Riri, and Miss Nyla jumping in right now. We got a full house. Oh, they coming in.
I'm coming in town.
What
right now.
What do y'all have anything on tonight? What are your thoughts on tonight, UK? Because I know you were like,
You can all say it out of the same box.
Right before that though, why? Because there was a moment there, UK. I did see you like, hold on, like, yo, but y'all don't see things this way. I mean, I just wanted to kind of get verbally, audio wise, just what your thoughts of tonight's combo.
Right. Well, fucking Kat was saying that black parents don't adopt white kids, when I know that's fucking false, because my homegirl's parents wanted to adopt me, because how I grew up in a home where my mom was never really around. She was always working or partying, and if she was home, she was just sleeping most days. And they wanted to give me a better life than that. But they started seeing that me and her were starting to get feelings for each other and shit. So they backed off because they assumed eventually we're going to be a thing, and we eventually did.
So they knew.
They knew exactly what was going down.
They knew. They
They knew
had
what
their
was up,
parenting
UK.
skills on.
Yeah, they knew. They
Mhm.
weren't
That
stupid.
little motherfucker white.
Come on, he
Her dad,
sleep. He know his ass ain't sleep.
her dad still to this day tells me
To
to
my
marry
good
her.
night, family.
My daughter in my house.
And then you hear him creaking like don't nobody never hear the floor. There's a part of the floor that always creaks.
I
They looking like,
didn't really
little
sneak
white boy,
around that
we can see
much.
your ass.
I
They
knew better
made
not to
sure of
sneak in.
that.
Yeah, I knew better not to sneak in that house.
Aw.
Yeah, you
Her,
couldn't hide in the dark.
her dad is Jamaican, and her mom is African. If I snuck
Oh, you
around
was
that
dead.
house, I would have been dead.
You was gonna
Well,
get a spear or
at
something.
least you understand your limits.
Yeah.
You was gonna get a
But
spear or
hold up. I'm sorry. Biz,
Yes.
I know you be starting trouble, right?
Right.
But listen to what UK just said. And that was just all I was saying. I understand what you were saying about Angela Jolie. There's a lot of people that exploit. We get that. But there's a lot of those kids in the third world countries, whether it is African or whatever. There's a lot of those kids that parents that are dead that got killed during the war. Like, look how many of these kids are gonna need to be adopted from the war in Ukraine. Look at all them parents that are gone. So I understand what you were saying with Angela Jolie, but if
I'm sorry.
somebody
You want me to have some type of like over like the people that's around me?
no,
You want me to have some type of sympathy for like the motherfuckers that live in the country that I'm living in and going through the same shit that I'm going through, and we're living this everyday life, and there's kids being dropped off of fucking foster systems every fucking day by the thousands.
oh
Like,
no,
I
not
mean, I get you. You
oh
know what I
no,
mean? I
no, no.
definitely hear you,
No, wait a
but
minute. Hold on. I never said that home don't come first. I never said that. Home should always come first. But I was just saying, you know what I
But
mean?
Biz, I could see you like right now, what's going on in the Congo, which is like totally not broadcasted. Like people are here about Ukraine and everything, but like let's be clear, there's been a genocide for a very long time going on in
Yes,
the Congo.
right,
And
exactly.
sis, I did a song
I
about it.
could see you, Biz, going there and
Right.
adopted a few kids.
Mm-mm,
100.
Check this out. I'm gonna show you something even better. I was already speaking on that shit when we did the whole Coney song. We did remember that dude Coney was killing all those fucking, he was killing all those kids and shit. He was just crazy. He was just all in. It was crazy, but it was the whole Coney thing. Y'all go look it up, Kony, Coney, and this guy pull up black dude who was like this, fucking, horrible ass leader that was just like, just killing people, right, massively, and they made a movie about it. I want to say Hotel Wanda or some shit like that, but anyway,
Oh, you're
like,
talking about the Hutu and the Tutsi when the war was going on. Yes.
right, and
Hotel
Now that
Rwanda. Yeah, that was
that was in
when that
Rwanda.
war was going on.
Yeah,
right,
but
and
it's also there's stuff that's still going on, like right now,
Right.
like people
now what I'm saying is,
displaced.
right, but what I'm saying is, I did speak up about it. So,
Mhm.
like, when we say like, well, damn, what could you do? Well, I can speak up about it. I can use my influence to bring awareness to it, right? But
Mm-hmm.
to effectively affect the community of that, I mean, my little taking one kid ain't gonna fucking change the whole fucking diaspora of it.
It's not going to change, but
You know what
you
I mean?
can't
So what?
change the whole thing, but you could change that one child's life and like
One child, right? Like they say, you like what's the saying?
still a
Like what's
life.
the saying? What they say? What's the saying? Kill one to save many, or kill many to save one, or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Like there's like which one would you choose or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Look,
And so
no,
I get that. I get that. Save one. You know what I mean? Oh, grab the one you can get, save their life, make their life great. But then again, I just left like all the other ones that deserves it too.
so how do you
I
know that the
right.
child that you adopt isn't going to end up going back there as they get older, and that's impacted them because
Have
they
you ever
actually came here and have experienced that.
Right, Zavi, look, I'm gonna tell you something. Have you ever took a group of kids to a corner store, to like a little,
Uh-huh.
mini market, right?
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
you can't just buy one and not the other.
Of course not. No way. Oh,
So
I get you.
you get what I mean?
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Hey,
Like Now I can do while I'm there. I can,
But it
help in
doesn't
this
mean that if you're
home.
going to get a
I
child
could
that's
be,
here in America that you're going to get more than one.
but the effect is better. That's what I'm saying. The effect is better because I can still affect that group home or that community of that organization. Like I
Right,
can still
right.
get other people to be involved, the ones who
Exactly. I
want to
can
do.
network.
So the
Network.
effect, right? The effectiveness is what I'm looking at. See, sometimes like that's why I see like I understand why women get upset with men, and I don't think they should be upset with men. I think they should look at how they look at men, right? Instead of women asking these type of questions to men to see what they really views are, they would really understand, okay, I know who I'm gonna get in bed with, right? Oh, I know who I'm okay, he ain't ready. You know what I
Right.
mean? Just from
Mhm.
like having these type of conversations, and a lot of times that's your fucking population control. We want to talk about population control. Have these motherfuckers to talk, draw sex away from their eyes all damn day, and
Mm-hmm.
make areas for them to fucking have conversations. You know what I mean? And that's something that most people don't look at. And which I know is more effective than telling one kid to not gangbang when there's 10 other kids gangbanging.
Right.
I got you.
It's like, damn. Yeah, I could save one kid from the foster care system, right? Or I could take in 3 kids. I could take in 4 kids. You get what I mean? In the foster care system, I could take in 10 kids. If I got the facility for it and I got the background, my background, you know what I mean? Or I could take in
Hmm.
20. It's like they're like, yes, here. You know what I mean? I think those are the things like is more effective to me than anything. And why I looked at that situation with Angelina Jolie.
Right. Like, okay,
Mm,
if you got the child, we get it. Are we just gonna see videos of you dancing because she's in college now, or
we already knew that.
or are you still going to continue to do the stuff that you were doing when you met that child? Are you still going over to the other countries? Are you still raising awareness?
We know she's not.
I don't know.
I
I
do
don't know
know
what
that she
that
was
is.
going over and building schools and going back to the village because she has dual citizenship. Because being a part of that culture was very important to her. I do know that at a time period, the family tried to take the child back, even because
Wow.
they felt like, oh, okay,
She's
she's
becoming
here
too
all the time.
Americanized. Or
Yeah, or whatever the case may be, but I know that she genuinely was trying to contribute to their community. And our reason, it's not for us to judge her reasons. We don't know what type of experience or spiritual experience that she had there that had her bring home
Exactly.
this child, you
right.
know?
But see, most people think that like most people think people like me, the way I speak, they think people like myself are too strong. When we're not judging the person, we're
Right.
judging the decision,
Hmm.
the decision making, which I know and understand that that's fully okay. I'm like, oh hell yeah, you could judge the decision
Mm-hmm.
because the
Hmm.
decision may not be who the person is. It just may be a situational thing. And, I mean, whatever the terms, whatever it is, what I'm saying. You know what I mean? All I think it
Absolutely.
is that when we look at that, I'm judging her decision to not look within the country that she became a star. She made her millions off of. She did trilogy of films. You know what I mean?
No, but
Like
she did. Didn't she adopt? She adopt some from different countries, from some from this country, right? Did she adopt like 7 of them?
I did. I think she had like a little army or
There
something
was
like that.
different films that she was filming, and I feel like that's where like there were villages that she visited because
Right.
there was first her son and then her daughter.
Like I don't like me, and I don't have that type of weirdness. Just so people understand, I don't have that type of weirdness where it's like, oh damn, it's a white family with a black kid. I don't have that. I'm not like
Right.
that. You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck about that. That shit like don't mean. I've seen two white men with a adopted black son. You know what I mean? I didn't give a fuck about that, right?
And you know
Like
what's
you got
so
like
crazy
people
is
have
that
to understand. I understand. I'm so sorry to cut
But
you off,
but
but
there's
no,
people
I'm
not
have to
many
sorry.
cases.
understand.
But
People
there's
have
not
to
many
understand. Wait,
cases
wait, wait,
up
wait, wait,
to.
wait, wait. People have to understand that a child doesn't fucking know the difference.
Right.
They know
And
the love.
they know the love. And that's what I'm talking about. They just look at us two men, just okay, these two men love me to death. All right, cool, whatever. You know,
And I
like
love that you mentioned
they
that
don't
too, because
they don't
it's
see the fucking like, oh, they're gay. They don't see that. A child doesn't understand.
They
Like
say, "Oh shit, I got two dads."
I mean, they might not even say that. They like think about it.
One,
A child who's 2
it
and
could be
3,
one. One could be dad. One could be mom.
they might tell them to say that's something they have to teach the child to do, right? Like we teach the child to say dad. We teach the child to say mom. You know what I mean? And everybody don't because we think it's just such a natural thing. A child don't even know that you is a mother until they, you know what I mean? Like my son looked at me like, who are you? You know what I mean? He's the infant. You know what I mean? I'm looking at him like, damn, you really alive? He's like, yeah, motherfucker, who are you? You know me
Who's
shaking
you?
his head. You know what I mean? And people may not see that as like an actual thing. I had to show him I'm his dad. I had to say like, you know what I mean? He was, when my wife would say shit, you
You
know
had
what I
to
mean?
teach him who you were.
When I was teaching him words, dad. You know what I mean? Like, come on. I had to do this. These are things that I had to show my son how to piss in the fucking, you know what I mean? The toilet. Hey man, don't put your whole pants down. Just you can't let your butt show, man. You know what I mean? Like he's only like 3, 4, you know what I mean? But you know what I mean? Like these are things that we have to instill in our kids and teach them.
Absolutely.
And
The
so
things
when
I
they
couldn't
grow
teach a
up,
boy.
right, when they grow up, they're like, okay, this is how I conduct myself throughout life. And when you have kids who don't have no fucking taught morals and you know what I mean, they kind of get away with everything growing up. You know what I mean? Like they
Lack
grow
of
up.
structure.
No
Come
guidance.
on, man.
Nah, mine definitely gonna have all that.
You know,
My kids, my nephews, all that
I
structure.
be
They're
like,
gonna know that they're black. All of them, even the ones that look just pure white.
hey, I tell you this. I'm gonna give y'all a rule. Y'all may take this advice, yeah, take it or no. But I say this: be on your child's ass, like, and they might not even turn out the way you expect them to turn out, right? Because kids gonna choose their own life. You know what I mean? So like that's just things. But what you can do is instill great morals and great habits. And once you know that they can do that, it's like I gotta let you go off in the world and fly, young grasshopper. You know what I mean? And we pray the best as parents. I'm telling you, it's hard.
And the other hardest thing to do is to recognize that they are who they are. That just because they're little, they're still people. They still have feelings. They have their own thoughts, their own feelings. And we can't portray us in them or get disappointed that when they 19, 20, they forgot every damn thing you done taught them or went out the window. You were like, yo, I did not train you to be a hoe. And that was my joke. I said the word train. I was just throwing the pun in there. But you know what I'm saying? But yeah, no.
Was I lying earlier, boys? Was I lying earlier?
You are lying.
No.
You are lying.
You were lying. And Miss Riri, you so fags though. Like I hope people when they're watching this, they're not like looking at this like, man, this is just entertaining to watch. I really pray that you guys are actually getting substance and like, wow, if this were a group of people are thinking, wow, maybe I need to, involve myself over here just to, be sharp on things because I'm getting it from different areas. You know what I mean? Because there's so many different walks of life of people that I'm really bringing to the network. But then again, it's like, what are you getting from this, right? We want it to be substance. And I like to have triggering conversations and shit like that. And honestly, with the whole interracial shit, I don't be bugging off that shit, man.
Right.
I don't be sweating. I do, you know what I mean? There are some shit I be, looking at like, damn, they look weird. Like when I see like an odd couple, like, she's like 7 foot and he's like 3'4". You know what I mean? I do look at that as weird, but hey, who am I to,
Right.
He likes to climb, man.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
He likes climbing that Amazon tree.
However they get down, they get down.
But Biz, check it out. You look at it as weird, right? But just don't forget the
I
way
don't
you
look
was
at it as
like
weird as them.
the way you were saying it though, right? Don't ever apologize for your feelings because weird is good. Weird is just different, and that's good that you look at things differently. If you didn't, you wouldn't have the podcast.
You
Damn
think
Skippy.
outside the box.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Shit, a lot of motherfuckers think my relationship's weird.
What you
No,
done
I
did?
think,
What you did?
hey, UK, I'm gonna tell you straight. I think your relationship is king, nigga.
Did you say king or kink? No, I'm just
King.
kidding.
That boy,
I was kidding. I was
that
kidding.
boy over there living good. I tell you what, he living good.
Okay.
He getting that melanin pussy.
Oh,
Two
Oh,
lips.
hey, he getting 4 lips, not 2.
He said, "I want mine light and dark meat."
They both dark.
I'm telling you,
Oh.
he ain't sweating. You know what I mean?
No, that was a little deeper version, but I'm not gonna say that. I'm gonna leave that alone. I was talking.
He was just, I know, but he was just saying, you know what I mean? He said, I just love my meat well done. That's
Absolutely.
all. You know what I mean? He like, hey, if the pearl tongue cherry, I'll go ahead and marry.
I don't know about Mary though.
So
everybody wants something.
But my bad, I ended up taking the conversation because it went somewhere else. I'm so sorry, y'all. Miss Hill, Mr. Walt. You got
Mrs. Walt. Get your bitch ass here.
I'm fucking with you up, my man. Don't kill me, Walt. Don't beat me up, Walt.
When I show up with them gloves, you know.
The glove didn't fit.
Y'all just wrong.
The glove didn't fit. He said that's it. He the only motherfucker that showed up with gloves, though.
I don't even know what y'all talking about, but if you the only one that showed up with gloves, bullseye.
But like the OJ case, with like the OJ case, interracial relationship, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you would expect that be like, you know, like, damn, he actually, like, he's about to burn in flame. They about to kill this dude, right?
Right.
Motherfucker made it out alive.
Sort of. Isn't he back in a jail cell? Oh, he wrote a book called If I Did It.
Yeah. He is rubbing people's faces that he did it.
He wrote it and rubbed it in his children's face, for crying out loud. He has no moral compass. That's the nicest way I'm going to say it. He's missing a whole bunch of screws.
That's usually what happened.
And I don't think Michael King is me.
He got hit too many times on the football field, clearly, and that's just the start of the issues.
Unfortunately, that's real though.
What, his kids not mixed?
No,
they are.
No, the trauma to the head, what it affect later on. A lot of people don't realize that trauma, even if you just walk up on your kid and scare them all the time since they was a baby to their 10, like by the time they're like 60, their brain looks like 75 because all of that trauma, it really does affect the brain. It affects the brain medically.
Absolutely.
It distorts and affects the brain, and people don't realize that.
And then you're just told to keep going. On top of that, like, suck it up, go harder, pack it down, go harder. Never dealing with this trauma.
Hey, that's what she said. Hey.
But see, that's not the head I'm trying to jostle. I'm trying to jostle the one down there, not the one up here, okay?
You're right. And that's why.
And he's trying to get ahead of the game.
Hey, I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Sometimes, hey, when life throw you lemons, you just make lemonade.
Lemonade!
Or some wine.
Sure.
Okay. Lemon drops?
Miss Nyla. Miss Nyla, we'll go to Miss Miss Nyla, then we go to Miss Hill, and then Walt. What's your views on the topic of tonight, the interracial relationship?
I mean, if people like who they like. If you like a white, Mexican, Chinese, whatever the race may be, then that's what you like. You know, everybody has their preference, and I don't think that there's anything wrong with it. My whole family is pretty much interracial. Her baby daddy white. You know, so they got white looking kids, or my other nephews who look Hispanic because they're Mexican and black, you know? So I mean, if that's what you're into, that's what you're into.
And let's be real, you got to think of the geographics.
That's a huge
signal
point.
probably lost.
No, the geographics. What do you have around you? What have you been subjected to growing up? You know, what TV shows did you watch? What influences did you have? What influences in relationships did you have? All of these things come into play. You know, Biz, you even said it. Like, your kids see you with your wife. That's what they've been subjected to. I saw my mom and my dad together. It was just different.
Yep, my parents are still together. Regardless of him being my stepdad, he is still my father. You know, he's been there since I was 4 years old, you know, and raising me. So, yeah, to me, my parents are still together, you know, and that's the type of, you know, relationship, marriage that I want for us to be together for fucking ever. I don't want to turn around, start over. Nah, fuck all the starting over shit. Like, but yeah, no, I want something like that. That'll be forever.
Would it matter the size of the man?
No, I mean,
how tall
the thing is everybody has their preference.
Nah. What if he was like 320 but like 5'2"?
If him and I clicked, if we got together, if it worked out with both of us, then it works out. You know, what they look like and whatnot. If that's what I'm into, that's what I'm into. You feel me?
She will be willing this
his
nigga
belly
in the
can't be as big
wheelchair
as mine.
Personally, no, I don't. Personally, no. I'd rather someone who is, you know, on the same track as me.
You guys need love too, okay?
That's fine. And there's somebody out there for them on everything.
Yep. Doesn't mean it's got to be my cup of tea.
Right. It's not my cup of tea. There's a cup of tea out there for them, just not mine.
Amen to that.
Big as mine.
In about 10 years.
You guys even asked earlier, and they were like, you know, the girls were asking what my type was, and I was like, it has nothing to do with the shade.
Nope.
Can you keep up? What color you are? Can you keep up? That's what I care about. Let me keep that shit real. I need you to keep up. Physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, sexually, all of it.
We need to be on the same fucking level. The same level. You got same mindset, same all that. Like, we're not giving up. Ain't no laying down all day.
Yes. And as far as training, the only kind of training I believe on is endurance training, okay? What? I have never received a complaint. I'm gonna keep that shit real. Okay, endurance.
These days, yeah, definitely. I'm
keep it moving.
That matters.
Everything. Keep it all lubed, all moving. Okay. Mentally keep it lubed. Physically keep it lubed.
And they talk about us. All y'all want to do is
I need all the joints moving. I need everything moving.
She said, slide some more to me. Let it drip down my spine.
Hey, Walt.
I'll set your beer back.
What?
Okay, Walt will be back. You know UK's on it.
Hey, UK.
I scared him away.
How would you keep knowing what you be knowing? That's what I want to know.
Huh?
How do UK be knowing what he be knowing to be unknown?
Everything.
I know.
You can't be like, he be like, oh, Biz, hold on. Biz, don't play the video yet. She had to change her drawers. Be like, what?
I could be knowing, but y'all don't know. It'll be unknown.
Exactly. Yes, yes. I'm sorry, y'all. Don't mind me.
Oh wait, did I start this? Sort of.
No, this has been a running joke for a long time.
That
Oh,
shit is
okay, cool.
true
I'm
as
just
fuck.
okay.
Really? That is true as fuck.
Uh-huh.
Oh my
Are we allowed to light up on this show? I'm just
Yes, go for
like,
it.
Yeah, we in after hours.
Shit, y'all
We in
better
after
turn
hours.
me
You
up.
good?
You have not seen
on,
Tom
on
before.
that note,
I've
Hey,
been
hey,
there.
hey, Xavi.
Normally I smoke,
Hey,
so
Zavi.
yeah.
Hey, Zavi and Nyla gonna be willing they niggas in 10 years. They gonna be willing them niggas in the hospital and shit.
listen,
They gonna be
let me
400
be
pounds.
clear. There was
Willing that nigga in
2
the
things that were
hospital.
very crucial to be
You gotta
installed
get
in
his
my
ankle
bedroom.
fixed.
Okay. And that
Uh-oh.
was an area to meditate and a yoga swing because everybody needs to be hanging upside down to keep all their
Yoga?
joints in line.
Yoga?
It's a yoga swing. Yes,
Yoga?
it's a
hey,
yoga swing.
Uh-huh.
It's not a
I'm with
fuck
you.
swing.
I'm with you. You know what?
Sure.
I'm with you. I'm with you, Zavi. But check this out. I want to see
Yoga.
you put a 320 man that's 5'2" on a yoga swing. See how that runs.
Oh, no.
Why would
I
we
will.
be with someone of that? If
Hey,
that's what
I'm
we're not
we all
looking for that. We don't want
not
that.
all 300
no. I
pounds of loving.
thought long as he get up, long as he
No, I gotta
get
be attracted to
emotionally.
the nigga.
So you
Now
can't be
are
attracted to
him.
300 pounds?
No.
Big
Okay, so
chocolate
300
marshmallow
pounds is
dude.
going to need
What?
training.
He gonna be like,
Yeah, a lot.
Oh
300
my
pounds
God,
is going to
you guys
need
are
training.
so mean.
Now it depends on
That's
where
not
that 300
mean.
pounds is.
300
Where's the
pounds.
300 pounds? Where is
He's
Yeah,
it?
gonna
the
roll
300
over and
pounds
you're
could
gonna
be in
How is
his
see
it?
fat
How
wallet.
is it?
between his belly and his thigh.
I need the 300 pounds to be in his
Hey,
wallet.
hey, it's gonna be about 20 or 25 in the neck.
Fuck.
Look, I'm gonna tell you where it at. 20 by
Liz,
25 in
you've
the
known me
neck.
for a long time.
The
You
arm is gonna be
understand the
about
type.
good 30 or 40. His right arm is gonna be about 42.
Oh,
Hell no.
okay, so now we're going to bring it back to the mental training that needs to be required, okay?
Hey, he's already.
We're taking it back to
Hey,
emotional
look, let me tell y'all.
intelligence.
He's already sitting on like almost 2 up on top. You know what
My
I mean? We ain't
legs
got to the
sticking out
legs.
by his thigh.
You know what I mean? His knees is gone. Okay.
Shit.
I can't even find it at that point, so there's nothing to burn off. Okay?
Yes, you
can't
can.
find
I'm not
it.
there yet.
Hey, have you
I need to grab one.
look,
Why you
treasure
can't
hunt.
find it?
Treasure hunt. All right. You played the
Treasure
game.
hunt, honey. No, there comes a point where
you-
it put that shit
played
in
the
my
game.
hand.
You played the game
What?
before, okay?
You said it was too small.
I never played the 5-2 game or the too small game. I want to be clear
You
right
never
now.
played treasure hunt?
She said nah. She
Have
said
you ever
that's
played
like
treasure hunt? Have you ever been Easter egg honey?
I made sure that I could see the bump from before the pants came down. Or wait, are we still talking about the same thing? I'm sorry.
She said that's like giving a whale a tic tac.
There was, remember the rub, which one it, I can feel the bump real slow, standing real close. You making it hard for me? I checked. Okay. I checked. I'm vain. I'm sorry. I had to check.
So it does come. So it's not the same likely for like with guys. We don't have that. You know how many guys you just slide it on right now who are really good men who will put their life on the line for y'all, and y'all would slide on that dude big time. Wouldn't even see that nigga coming. Like y'all would see him coming, but y'all like, let's get out the way type shit.
That's not necessarily true.
That is very fucking true.
Listen,
girl, move over it. Look, that's true. Move over, girl. Move over. You see him trying to get past.
Listen, I think the funniest thing that ever happened was when I had an ex meet my husband, and he thought he was better looking than him and the whole big thing. And you know what? I leaned over. No. You know what I reminded him? I was like, you see my awesome husband? I married him for his dick. And that man who thought he was hotter, all of a sudden, his ego went, all because I said that my husband's dick was bigger. What you men are concerned about with more than anything.
We didn't say shit about dick.
No, wait. But this guy thought he was better looking. Thought he was better looking than my husband. Thought he made more money. But guess what? My husband got me, and you still mad about it. So I'm going to just throw it out there. Be like, yeah, I married him for his dick, because that mentally ruined it for him.
That testosterone.
Right.
Yep, that part.
So yeah, you killed his ego, but he still wasn't 300 pounds to even have a conversation with you on that type of
I was
level.
just talking about the dick, not the 300 pounds.
I'm just saying.
I'm
He
just
got to be able to have a conversation with you.
in the belly.
100%.
He got to be able to have a conversation with you first, and you ain't about to have that type of conversation with a motherfucker and that big on that type of level. Hell no. You ain't
No,
going.
but I'll be a cheerleader and encourage him to get on a strict diet. I will be his best friend cheerleader all day, but I'm just not going to sleep with you.
If a nigga want me, then he'll lose his weight. I'm losing my weight, he can lose his.
Exactly. This is a team effort.
Yup. I'm losing my weight, the shit I put on, so nigga, you better lose yours, or we not gonna work.
That's
facts.
And I don't feel bad about it.
No.
How much would he have to lose to make?
He just needs to look fit. Like, bro, you don't need to be 300 pounds. You need to drop some fat.
Would a six pack be preferable?
He don't have to have that. That's not necessary. Like, you just gotta be able. I gotta be able to find it, and you gotta be able to keep up with your stamina. Like that's it.
I was gonna go with endurance.
Okay, so
that's why
they keep that shit up. You gotta be able to go for
endurance.
No, that's why you're supposed to be friends first when you meet somebody, and always make them your friends and put your friendship first, because there's gonna be an age that your coochie gonna dry up and his dingling gonna get hard.
And you right.
I was just about to get
what
there.
are you gonna talk about?
110%.
No, check this out,
feel you.
Zavi. No, check this out, Zavi. The motherfucker could be 65 and still produce a child.
Well, when
You
you
know
met
what I
him, he could have been the biggest bodybuilder, but now that he's 60, he can't weight no more. So all that turned to fat. You gonna leave him now?
Yeah.
No, see, Biz, you know, because you had met my husband. He was the sweetest freaking man on the planet.
Right, he's different. He's exceptional though, but I'm saying
I picked the nice guy, and I dated a lot of straight up hot, fucking gorgeous, like model GQ cover dudes.
I don't know if they were hot. I don't know them niggas like that. I ain't judging niggas like that. All I'm saying is,
okay, your opinion.
Sometimes I feel bad for the underdog. So the dudes that everybody thought that wasn't gonna get the girl, when I was younger, I always went for that dude. I chose. They was like, how you get her? Whatever. Yep. Look at it.
Yeah.
You've been asking for this for like 340 days out of the year. And who am I walking across the street with? Like, nah, don't be treating him mean just because he's big or he don't got to go. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always went for the underdog. I was just saying like, okay, that y'all 60, you ain't fucking like that. Trust me, a woman ain't fucking like that. I mean, if she got her stamina up like that, most of the time these dudes are like literally having babies at 65 and shit. Because they can get with a young chick.
Exactly, because they can get with a young chick.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So what do you do at that state? Yeah, you want them high in the beginning, but what do you do at that state then?
Right. You better hold me. Make me some soup.
The fact is, it's about being physically fit for me. It's like taking care of your body. I expect you to age with grace, period. But keep moving that shit. Keep taking care of your body. Have structure. It just because you get up and you go to work doesn't mean just come home and sit on your ass. Like, I want to see that you're taking care of yourself, that you're invested in spending the rest of your time with me by taking care of yourself. It's like, I get up, I do yoga, I do spin. I always make sure that I move for at least an hour a day, period. Why? Because I watched my husband have a heart attack. Because I understand what happens when you don't take care of your body. And I think that's really what it comes down to, is teaching each other self-care across the board. You know, like, it's beyond traumatizing, but at the same time, it made me more aware of how I take care of my body, because I'm not invisible. Okay. I quit. I would use any drug under the sun because I thought I was invincible. And thankfully I can say that I am almost 2 years sober. Except for smoking weed. but I will never touch cocaine.
job, good
I will
job.
never.
That's
I
what's
will
up. That's what's
like
up.
all those party shit. Like I did all that, and you know
Hold
what?
on, hold on. Let me do an official clap. Hold on. I'm sorry. I gotta give you an official clap on that. Hold on. I'm sorry. 1 second.
Yeah,
One
do
I
it.
thought I
second.
got an official clap because that
No,
felt
you got
that felt.
you got claps in there. Yeah, there you go.
Thank
There
you.
you go.
And
That's good.
Congratulations.
thank you.
Yeah,
And
Man, that was,
trust,
congratulations.
yeah,
I was the
brave.
party girl. I nobody knew.
Yep.
Nobody knew that for 10 years the cocaine was hiding in my closet. I came out, I performed, I showed up to everything. And
Remember the party you did in Malibu with Alia? I think what's her name? Is Ali or Ali?
yes, yeah, Ali, yeah, my
Yeah.
good friend. And even she didn't know when I was doing stuff sometimes. Like I hid it and I was like in this whole party mode. And
That was some party
I was
animals.
I made it look good. I made it look fun. At least I thought I did. And me changing my entire life of understanding that the reason that I acted that way was because of the trauma that I had been through in my life. And I never wanted to sit with myself and feel that. I literally, if I was doing a workout, I could check out of my body. I disassociated. My parasympathetic and my sympathetic nervous system had no idea how to work together anymore because I had been through so much trauma and just disconnected with alcohol, cocaine, smoking weed. Now I know the difference. Like this is the first joint that I've smoked today. You know why? Because we finished the show and I'm celebrating with y'all. This is more ceremonial. But guess what?
Good job.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
That's what I do. Because I understand that I was in my body. I got to be in that moment.
Yeah.
And now it's not an escape. Like Christmas Eve, I had an amazing time with my son. He wanted bacon wrap hot dogs. And then what happened? I came in my room and I cried for 3 hours straight. Why? Because I finally felt the emotions that I've been numbing myself with cocaine and alcohol for years, of realizing Christmas is important to me because it's when my husband asked me to marry him. Christmas is important to me because it's when my son asked him, "Will you be my dad?" And I, the years before, numbed myself from feeling anything. And this year I sat in it and I talked about it. And I released those layers of stagnant energy in my body, literally. That all of those drugs were stopping me from doing before. And I didn't even realize that's why I was doing it. And that's why for me, like, I know I threw it in at the end for you guys, and it's like, it's a meditation. And I really never understood how like important meditation is. It's key. It's so key of how to learn how to be comfortable in your body. I've spent the first year that I lost my husband just learning how to breathe. And now this year I've dedicated to learning how to breathe in every area of my body to remove all stagnant information or like stagnant energy. Because that's what creates trauma. The body keeps score. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of that book, but it's amazing and so true. We block memories. I didn't even realize deep down what caused my trauma in my body until I was like, oh wow, I have like this memory of something that happened to me that I've literally blacked out. And I've done drugs ever since it happened to make sure it stayed blocked out.
Yep.
And now I'm finally remembering. And I'll be frank, I was brutally raped when I was 14 years old. And I have no recollection.
You said something tough. You did something to make sure it stayed blacked out. And I think people may not identify what they're keeping blacked out. Right? Like you identify. This is how I maybe to see. Like I can listen and be able to like damn, filter out that shit. Some people don't even know. Some people got blockers up and don't even know what they're blocking, like what they're blocking out, because they haven't discovered like what is that's keeping them from. Like you were saying how you know what I mean you were doing it. You were doing drugs to block out things, you know what I mean, that you didn't want to. Like you were doing
I
it
didn't
for
want to
love,
feel the emotion.
right?
Like it was like, oh, it's so much easier. Let me just numb myself.
Right, and I think people have like there's many other ways. Like your addiction can be anything. Like the good book says, to have an addiction is wrong, right? But to don't put any other god before me, right? So when we look at the good book in that sense, an addiction is a form of that. So most people may say, "Oh, nah, I ain't got any cocaine problems." You know what I mean? But you shop all the time.
Oh yeah, there's many different addictions.
You get what I mean?
Absolutely. I
Like,
definitely dialed back in seeing all of the addictions because it was. I had the shopping. I had the consume. Oh, look at me. It's like if I look like I have it all together, then I'm doing the right thing. I'm checking the boxes. I'm what society expects me to be. Wow.
And that's the part that I was just saying when I said about the factual of the brain. That just think about everything you both just said, which is true. So the body, the brain buries it. So all your life until you realize whenever you get that freedom and release it, think of how many years or however long, if it didn't take that long, but just think of all of the work the brain does to suppress that. It's continuously doing it. So it wears out after a while. That's why it's so important that we have to realize to heal.
Yeah,
Healing is wonderful.
yes. And
It's
healing is
freedom,
not something you stop doing either.
right?
It's
Nope.
like healing is not linear.
It's a
It's a
continuing
constant.
process.
It
Yep.
is like I have a thankfully a conscious community of beautiful women that I've done yoga and healing and teacher training and trauma based work. And we have this saying where like some days I'm an onion, some days I'm a cake. Sometimes them layers are sweet and moist and yummy, and some days they stink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they're translucent because everybody can see my layers while I'm seeing my layers. And you're like, nah.
Fucking
you
kids.
know? So which layers is it gonna be today? That's what it is. And I'm constantly peeling them back. I thank God every day. My husband loved me for who I was, but he was also honest. He was like, babe, you've got some shit to unpack. Like, I would get blacked out, have full on conversations, full conversations. People told me memories of things that I really had in depth conversations, zero recollection. I've mastered how to jump out of my body, literally, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. I mastered it. And then I'm going to age myself. Shh, don't tell anybody. I'm 41. Okay.
What?
I know.
Okay.
Thank
You
you.
do
I
not
appreciate
look
you.
it. You look good.
But thank you. I
Yeah.
appreciate
really
you.
25.
It's
She's
taken
lying,
me.
y'all.
Right. Right.
It's taken me this long to learn that the way that I spoke to myself was probably worse than what anybody's ever said to me.
Yep.
And the way that I told myself, just suck it up, make it look good. That's all they want. Nobody wants you to feel anything. You can't cry. You can't do these things. All the limitations that I put on myself, they're breaking away now. The layers are breaking away. And they break away even more when I have conversations like this. Real conversations. I stopped having the shallow conversations. I stopped going to the club. Biz probably thought he'd never stop seeing my club photos. I was stuck in the club.
Okay.
You know, I showed up to their gig with a party bus. We shut the whole place down. Girls are ripping each other's hair out. Oops. Why? Because I was that girl.
I got
I
some.
was like,
Man,
I'm gonna
I
come
have no
in
idea,
and there's no
bro.
drama. I'm gonna make some. Let's do this. Like, you know, and thankfully I have people that saw through that. Thank you. Who saw through that.
Always there. I mean,
They were like, she's still not done. She's gonna figure it out. She's gonna figure it out.
Zavi, I knew that when you saw me have that fight in Hollywood when we came out from the hookah lounge. You know what I mean?
Wasn't leaving without my little brother.
You know what I mean? I already knew that. I knew for a fact that day even though Sam kind of like,
We won't even talk about that. Let's go
yeah,
back to the good part.
even though he got like mollywop, but you know what I mean. I still like understood how like at the like when I end up coming back with the money in my pocket, you know what I mean. I'm like, yo, Zavi, like I literally asked you like, yo, Zav, I need a sandwich. You go buy me a sandwich. You like. Oh, whatever. I got you, biz. Don't worry about it. Literally. And I remember walking next to you while we were like on our way to that little Subway shop that we would go to all
Uh-huh.
the time, coming from the
Uh-huh.
hookah spot in
Yep.
Hollywood,
Down on False
right on
Promise.
Hollywood Boulevard. Yep, Lost
Yep.
Promise. Yeah. And yeah, man, like you know what I mean. So I always knew you always been like, you always been down, you know what I mean. I just admire like your toughness, the fact that you're able to like out of all the shit that I've seen you going through, I'm like, God damn, you know what I mean? You would expect her to be like, you know what I mean, it's a mental asylum or fucking death penalty right now.
Hey,
You
I
know
was
what
hoping they would take me to the funny farm, but they wouldn't let me in. I want that white jacket and hold
They were
the
like, she's
bag. I
smart.
was like,
No, she know what the fuck she's doing. No, no, no.
I wouldn't drink the Kool-Aid, so they didn't let me in. But thankfully, you saw the good. Like I had to learn to turn that people pleaser into someone who gets to conserve her energy and be there for the people like you that always saw me, and I had a lot of reparenting that I've spent the past year and a half, almost now 2 years, like genuinely every day talking to little Zavianka, doing those inner child meditations to let her know, like, you're doing a good job. It took me a year of only seeing myself at 7. And then all of a sudden I saw myself at 2 on the beach. And I was dead serious about collecting my seashells. I had a business in my head already going with my red wagon. I got to see that little version and be inside of her and tell her it's okay. And nothing that happened to you is your fault.
Isn't it
Right.
wonderful when you reach that point? That is such beautiful freedom. Oh, yes, it's so
You
wonderful.
know the greatest thing I heard today? I heard the greatest thing today that your past, no, don't punish your future because of your past. And your past
Right.
can't be changed.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, it can.
And it also,
I
it's,
really
you got to love
understood.
it.
You have to honestly, you cannot punish, and a lot of people do that. They punish their future.
I was.
I did that. Yep.
I was.
That's so. When I
I
heard
got.
it that way, like the wordplay in that, people don't think of the wordplay. I think of words as literally a way of like psychologically tapping into a person's deepness, right? And most people don't that's why we adapt to certain people. You know what I mean? That's why like you can say certain things and you're like, oh yeah, that because it psychologically, you know what I mean, the energy from that, right? The electrons, the electricity that's moving through those words is vibrating through. You get what I mean? And it comes with tone, it comes with voice level, it's frequencies. Like people, we don't understand how so vital these things are. That's why people identify with certain people. So I don't hate people for believing in certain things. Yeah, they might not see certain things that others may see, but you gotta kind of like let people grow through them, right? But
Mm-hmm.
you cannot let your fucking past punish your future.
That part.
You know what I mean? On
And I
simple
did it.
on
We've
simple
all done it.
terms, yeah, on simple terms like this. When you've gone through, okay, I put myself in this, so I ain't gotta make an example. I put myself in this, make it a little more personal. My mother, right, who was never there, right? Once in a blue moon, I saw a prostitute. I've seen her like hit the streets. I met the motherfucking niggas who shoot, like the whole prostitute game. Like, and I used to have my decisions was because of her watching women, right? like watching her, you know what I mean? Watching the women around her. And then she's telling me certain things about women. And she's been in the game for what, like 30, 40 years. So she's met all type of different women or whatever the case may be. But then I'm around a certain class of women who operate totally fucking different. Right? So my whole thing was, oh hell no, I can't trust women. Fuck I look like. Right? I'm letting my what? My past punish my future. That's fucking crazy. And people don't see that shit. That shit is so fucking and people really think about that. Literally think about the shit that's transpired in your life. And is that shit punishing your future? Are you making decisions because of that shit?
And how old were you when you realized that?
I was about, you know what? I tell you this. I was 24, but I tell you this.
You were young. I remember you were always an old soul in a young body.
Yeah.
From the first day. When I found out how old you really were, I was like, wait a minute, we got to sneak him in the club? We need a fake ID?
Yeah. I used to have a fake ID, yeah.
I remember having one of those.
No, because we were all like, what was I, 26?
Yeah.
And
I was 19. I was 19 when I came on y'all. Yeah.
All of us were legal, and all we knew is that Busy could play the drums like crazy, and we had to get him in the club.
Yeah, I had to get a fake ID and all of that shit. I'm telling you, I remember going into the club with a fake ID.
And it wasn't to party. You just needed to play the gig. You weren't trying to get fucked up.
Yeah, I never. Yeah, exactly. I never. How many times you see me drunk? How many times you see me drunk, Zavi?
That's a rarity.
Thank you.
That's a rarity. You usually go to sleep first before I actually see you drunk.
He didn't have coffee.
And then you know that I blacked out. So I don't know which zombie remembered you, but as far as I'm concerned, you passed out.
That's exactly what I would do. I would get so high and just,
I know that there was a point that I saw you, and probably I blacked out to the other personality, and you passed out.
Yeah, I remember they used to smoke this shit called train wreck, and that shit used to fuck me up.
Oh, it's so good.
Oh, that shit used to fuck me up, man, long time ago.
It was
But anyway,
so yummy.
You know what I mean? I just never tried to let the past, like, I really understood that so much that now I have to look at this in every aspect, like in drumming, right? My boy just got a fucking major ass gig, right? You know, like a major one. And yeah, you know, they hooking us up, you know what I mean? They hooking me up and shit like that. And you know, oh no, bro, we got you though. Right? But Beyonce's show ain't till fucking September. So, you know what I mean? That's a long way before it come here. But whatever, you know what I mean? I'm cool. But this motherfucker got a major tour, right? With one of the biggest icons in the industry, right? My drummer, not her drummer. Beyonce took my drummer. You know what I mean? He plays in my band. You know what I mean? The fuck? Come on,
what's that movie I'm thinking of? When the guy
come on, B. I know you cute and all, but goddamn,
you took his singing man.
Yeah. I'm serious, you know, so they got a show in Dubai and shit, you know what I mean? But I'm not trying to let the past affect what's to come, you know what I mean, what's to come. You know what I mean? But that shit fucked me up. You know what I mean? Like, damn, B, are you gonna do me like that, Beyonce? Like, really? Like, you know, really
but what's underneath that? What's underneath that feeling right there? Actually, like let's get into that, because that right now, like, first off, the biz I know, you proud. You're like, yeah, that's right. You came for my drummer. Yeah,
I mean,
Nah, biz is thinking, why didn't you pick me?
Oh, is that the other layer? Yeah. Here we go. Layers on layers on layers.
Let's go. I ain't putting me in therapy.
What? No, I'm just saying healing ain't linear layers.
Okay, so low key, like isn't
that what you brought me here to do?
And
And
that
they
was me,
say,
bro.
and they
That
say
was
when
me with
they
everybody else. Not play. But look,
I'm just teasing.
I
You know I love you.
I definitely I love you more. But I definitely understand how he was like how he was coming across and like getting me to understand like, yo, bro, like, you know what I mean? I really want to do Dirty Harvard. It's just that this, it came up so quickly and and it was at hand. And I'm not gonna stop a man from feeding his family. That's just weird, right? That's just
Mm-hmm.
stupid of me. Like,
Right,
bro,
and you're not
you're
that
fucking with.
person.
Well, hell no, no, I would never do that. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling him. Look, I told him straight up. I'm like, bro, I'm proud of you, but I don't like it. But I
But
am
I got
Mm-hmm.
extremely.
FOMO.
I look,
I
I
got
but
FOMO.
I'm like, but I am extremely proud of you. He was like, I know, because he knew why I said I didn't like it because this was like the week we were supposed to hook up and do the video, the Dirty Harvard video, and he was like, it's B though. I'm like, I can't fight that. It's Beyonce. You know what I mean? I can't. I like Beyonce. I'm like, I can't fight that. You know what I
Girls
mean? But
like Beyonce.
but other, huh? What'd you say? What'd you say?
Uh-oh.
Girls like Beyonce?
I was singing the song. I'm listening to you. I'm sorry. My
Uh,
fault. I didn't realize
nah,
that was
girls
my
like
fault.
nah. I mean, I think she dope as fuck. You know what I mean?
I
I'm
love
not.
Beyonce. That
I'm
girl, you
not
can't
like.
you
Don't get me
can't
wrong.
not
If you
respect the
ask
hustle.
me, but if you ask me, like, name a Beyonce song, like right off the top of your head, I don't know. I'm probably gonna name some old shit. Like, you don't give a fuck. But
That's that thick.
but I definitely respect her musicianship. Like her
Hey, her
musicianship
last
on her
album,
Mm-hmm.
level is
her last
so
album, I'll
good.
spin to it any day on a spin bike. She
You know
got
what I
the
mean?
pep talk going.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like
I
her
love
vibe
it.
is so dope. She has good
Oh yeah.
writers, good people over there. So I'm a fan of her stuff, her craft too. I think on another level it was now I tell you all this. I've never said this, that there was a point where like I got so that's why I be so hard on men now of like don't let a woman persuade your views and the way you see your life going because women change. They might keep the same job for like 30 years, right? But decisions that are made changes and women change. A man could be on a certain mission for the next 10 years. With a woman, that mission what I mean, may sway depending on kids or people or family or mom or dad, you know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
if they're close to their mom, they'll stop everything to see after their mom. You know what I mean? Just go to work and see their mom. I can't see you guys today. A man won't do that. A man will sacrifice that because of the bigger goal. You know what I mean? And I think that those are things that I would say that I probably like, yeah, I got some, some big stuff coming up as far as me on drums, but I have put drums on the back burner, you know what I mean, in a way, like when I kind of first started, like, you know what, let me just take some time to breathe. And it was really like kind of right after COVID, though. It was really during COVID, of course, but because I did the
That
year,
was a different time for everybody.
well,
Give
I did
yourself
the
grace
year,
with that.
I know. I did a European tour and that was dope. It was sold out and we came back in February and then February of 2019. And
Why didn't
Okay.
that
you call me? Why didn't you call me?
Nice.
Should I have some FOMO now? I'm just
Where's
kidding.
the applause? Okay, that was good.
right? No, I mean, don't get me like
Get it.
don't
Get
get me
it.
wrong. I mean a lot of people say, Biz be like he be undermining this shit. But like me, but like because I've been doing it for so long and me, I just look at things, bigger. But when I came back 2019, that March was when the lockdown happened. So that was the first day that I launched the podcast. I went into a studio
Opportunity
and
knocked.
launched the Gasmasktribe podcast. And
Subscribe to the
that
tribe.
was 2019, right?
Okay.
And put so much blood and tears to this podcast, put so much blood and tears to this whole aspect, right? And if you do something is always sacrifice, right? So if you do something somewhere else, this over here is sacrifice. You spend too much time over here, something else over here is sacrifice, right? And that's what is accumulating. And then I would just get like, friends who like I got a bunch of musician friends who play with like stars like all over the place, right? But we have this nature, like we're all part of this whole, crew. Like even me, like even performing with, certain people you play with, like with the Gap Band, Faith Evans, John Mayer, people like that put you in these certain little elements of musicians, and these cats are performing with monsters, and this is kind of like the nature of the game. Even though I don't want to be like I'm letting my past punish my future, you get me, type shit, right? Then it was a maybe you're not good enough. Then it was the whole game has changed. Then it was gospel chops. Then it was, you know what I mean. So it was like you got to really event yourself or whatever. Hey, I tell y'all this too. There was a time where I sold. Like right now I got like 3 drum sets, but there was a time like shit was rough, and I ended up selling my drum sets. Like sold the fuck out there. You know what I mean? Every single pair, every single drumstick, every single cymbal. You know what I mean?
I didn't
And
know that.
yeah, yeah,
Sometimes people get into that situations,
it
and
was
you do
hard,
what you got to
man.
do
Like,
to take care of your family.
you
That's
know what I
right.
mean? It was hard. You know what I mean? And I think that's something that I really like really rebuild myself from. Right? I wanted to be able to not have to go on a tour or go on a, you know what I mean, just to live, because
Right.
I'll be away from the family. If not, I'll have to stay on tour. I'll have to stay on tour 80% of the year. You know what I mean? And if you're not a woman that's built for that type of lifestyle, then you're not gonna have a good time, because you're gonna want some me time, and you really got to be very self sufficient on your own, and like you know what I mean, like
Gotta understand that road life.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because if you don't, you gonna be you
That's
never
why everybody
here,
can't do it.
you're never
Look, the
here.
longest I ever spent in one place was after I got married. Before that, period.
And and it's like you can go with them, like you can go, and you know what I see a lot of, I'm not you, you guys on the panel, but I see a lot of women who will be with these exceptional men or whatever, but they don't take the time out to understand their business and understand their world to maximize that and expand that. Now that 50% cuts in. Now you can have 50% of this shit. You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
whether it's like, well, I've had your kids already, and that, well, the kids came from my nuts. Well, shit, like we both put on this. They incubated in your body for about 9 months, and they came out. What that's you want to say? I know. I had to
No,
go, huh?
I said no. You right, shit.
Uh,
That's auntie.
yeah.
Hey.
Hi.
Hey,
So,
auntie.
Hello. How are everyone?
Hello.
but I've been here quite a while. I'm gonna let you guys have it. Zavi,
I'm gonna
thank you
say good
so
night.
much.
Nice meeting
And
you, Zavi.
Nice
All
to
right, good
meet you
night.
guys. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely.
Appreciate
you
you.
oh man, we're gonna have you back. We cannot wait to do the yoga thing. You know what I mean?
We're definitely do some sound bath meditation. I'm gonna do some yummy, yummy programming for you guys. So stay tuned.
Give him a little like what would be like some of the three things that they would explain. Sound bath,
Yes. So
sound bath.
there's 3 elements. There's breath work, there's guided meditation, and then there's the sound bath, which is all done in 432 frequency with crystal bowls, rain drum, a few other percussion tools that it really helps your body to release stagnant energy that you can't physically or mentally move. So it's like you're covering all 3, your mind, your mind, body, soul connection by releasing this energy. So it's going to be quite the experience for you guys.
Mm.
We're going to give you a nice little dose. And at the end of it, I always love to give everybody an opportunity to like share what they go through. And it's not because like, oh, I'm asking you what it is, but what you share might help somebody else in what they're processing as well. So
That's what's up. That's what's up. I really appreciate that.
I'm definitely excited. Well, I can't wait. I need all of that info.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. All of that.
Mhm.
you love that button, don't you?
It's gonna be the remix. Remix.
Yo, thank y'all so much for man. Really appreciate y'all. Y'all have a great one. We'll see you guys mañana.
Nighty night.
Night, night.
And you
Love
guys,
y'all.
Gasmasktribe Morning Show tomorrow. We see you guys. Ding, gang, gang. Hey, make sure you guys watch your damn surroundings and watch these crazy motherfuckers be around you. Cheers.